think you could tell us what to do? You think you could tell us what to wear? You think that you're better? Well, you better get ready. Bow to the masters. Break it down! Degenerate into something fool. We just got tired of doing what you told us to do. That's a break, boy. Yeah, that's a break, little man. Break it down. Think you can tell me what to do? Know who you're talking to? Well, you better get used to the way the war back. I see what you got. Invasions and ounces. But that's a race, boy. Yeah, that's a race, little man. Break it down. Think you're a big man? Treat you like you're a little man.
What's up, guys? What's going on? I hope everybody's night's going well. Welcome to this episode of the Sports Roundtable, and I brought some homies with me. We're going to introduce them one at a time. First off, representing the New York Giants, OGR Sports. What's up?
What's going on, man? Thanks for bringing me on the channel. I'm excited to talk about whatever we're going to be talking about.
All right, a new face coming in to the channel. First time on, we are going to bring up Troxel Sports Talk, representing the Detroit Lions. What up, Trox?
What's going on, everybody?
Next, we have a returning fan favorite. He is still breathing and still alive. I managed to pull him out of wherever he was. Welcome back, the Coach Plays.
Hey, what's up, guys? What is up, man? I appreciate y'all having me on. Yes, I am still kicking. I am still breathing, and I'm ready to talk some sports, guys.
And finally, another new face coming on, representing yet again the Detroit Lions, Troxel Sports Talk partner in crime, Micro Mike. What's up, Mike?
Oh, man, we Detroit, we rolling too, man. I am Lockcock Ray Rock. Let's get this bad boy rolling. Talk some sports.
Alrighty. Now, before we get going, I have to do this. Now we're set.
All right.
Breakfast of
All right.
champions.
So, gentlemen, all of you have one thing in common that we're going to start off this discussion with. It has to do with football and a particular position on the field. Anybody want to take a guess at what our first topic of discussion is going to be?
I'm going to say coaches,
Yeah.
and I'm going to say coaches from the Bill Belichick tree that have become head coaches in other places. That's my initial guess.
And you would be correct. So we are going to talk about our first topic of tonight is the Belichick coaching tree, success or failure. So we have three different teams in here, guys, from the Belichick coaching tree, and it's going to be interesting to see from the different points of views and whether or not they're happy or they don't agree, or whether they agree or disagree with the direction in which the team's going. And we'll talk previous coaches too as well, like Cornell, Charlie Weiss, because I think it's been Belichick's coaching tree has been very hit or miss. I think there's been a lot of success, but I also think there's been a lot of failure. So we're gonna get going. We'll talk about the present. So, Trox and Mike, you have a fairly newly acquired coach in Matt Patricia. Now, my first question to each of you is going to be, what are the 3 points in which Patricia has done the best at, and which are the 3 points in which he has done the worst? So we will start with Trox. We'll go good first and then bad. So we'll go good from Troxel, good from Mike, and then bad back and forth as well. So
okay,
go ahead, Trox.
So the good would probably be that, he's implementing his culture, the New England way. Now, yes, he is going to make it the Detroit way, but it's going to be based off of the New England way. And that is winning, playing for each other. The second good point is, he's getting his guys. There's been a lot of ups and downs, but he's getting his guys. He's putting the pieces in place to try to build a winning culture. Something that the Detroit Lions, we don't know nothing about winning cultures. We've had one playoff win since 1957. But these changes in getting his guys, it's going to change that. It's going to, they're going to start winning consistently, start being able to put pieces in place to, build a sustainable winning way. And, that's a good thing for us. And the third, at least he doesn't have to worry about his general manager giving him bogus players like he had to do with Jim Caldwell. He gave Jim Caldwell decent players. He didn't really give him like that winning culture, because he didn't really understand what, Jim Caldwell had compared to having all those years allocated with Matt Patricia. He knows Matt Patricia, what he likes, what he doesn't like, what he likes to drink, everything. And that makes life a lot easier, building a team around the coach that okay, hey, I know he likes this. I'm going to make sure I focus on that and get him pieces around, and we can, start winning. So that's my 3 things that he brought to us.
When we think of what Matt Patricia brought to us, first, we got to think about hitting that like button. Please hit that like button, guy. If you hit that like button, that's how in Butcher's Block gets up on the algorithm on YouTube and helps him defeat the legacy corporate run media that really don't really understand about sports talk.
Back the man.
And okay, so we talk about Matt.
Man.
That's right. We talk about Matt Patricia, though. There's a couple things that are good. First off, the Lions have sucked forever, ever, and ever. I mean, literally, I don't know when they've been good. 1956. Man, I'm born 1985, so it's been a long time. Our culture is bad. It's all about, treating a franchise not like a business. And when Matt Patricia came in here, same with Bob Quinn, they combined to treat it as a business, not as a fun house, but hey, you do your job or you get cut. I like that. That's something that we have not had in a long time. Also, Patricia, he puts the winning team philosophy first before the individuals on the roster. This is very key because instead of, again, treating individuals just because you're a veteran better than someone else who may be younger and not more experienced over the talent is ridiculous. And so he decides to put the talent and first. And again, getting individuals, just like Trox said, to bring about change in our city. We have sucked since 1991 was the last time that we won a playoff game. We've never won the NFC North. It is very important to eventually win it at some point in time. So you have to get individuals that has the mentality and philosophy of winning. What he bring? He bring in Trey Flowers. He bring Dron Harmon. He bring in Collins. He's bringing all these individuals that's won Super Bowls, that been with winning teams, to bring that philosophy of hard work, dedication, and winning to Detroit.
Facts.
On Facts Crime.
So now we'll shift it to OGR. Now, three good from OGR. So I know the Giants, just from watching you and Entertainer and Bad Dog, and just a lot of Kid Blue is it seems like the Giant fan base is they like what they see with Joe Judge. It seems like overwhelmingly positive. But what do you think, OGR?
For me, it's honestly starts off with hope. He comes in with a message, something that Ben McAdoo really didn't do a great job of, and Pat Shurmur didn't do a great job of. So first off, it's hope. And the fact that we're going to have, like Mike has said and Troxel has said, that business-like atmosphere. Let's get it done. Let's go out there. Let's hold each other accountable. We're going to go out there and play every play like it have its life of its own. Like he said, what he has to say. Every time you hear Joe Judge speak, it's giving you that rallying cry as a fan. You're like, wow, man, we could do something. And for me, it's confidence. Something the Giants fans have not had. We've been terrible. We've been the worst team in the National Football League the last 3 years. I think we have the most losses. So, yeah, it's all those things is what Joe Judge essentially gives to the New York Giants, and I am looking forward to it.
All right, Coach, you also have a newly acquired, fairly new with Vrabel, and it seems like a majority of the Titans fans are definitely on board with the way that old Mikey V is handling things down in Tennessee.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, we Titans went through quite a few years there with Mike Munchak and Ken Wisenhunt, where Ken Wisenhunt had a 3-win season, and then Munchak came in there and couldn't get over the 7-9 hump. And that's what Mike Vrabel has done since he's got here. He's finally gotten the Titans over that hump and got them back to relevant. The three positives I've got as far as Mike Vrabel coming here to the Titans. One, he's got a very positive reputation of being a player's coach. Players have really voiced about how they love playing for this guy. And when you start getting that snowball effect happening of players really liking a coach and respecting who they're playing for, I think that's done a lot of good things. I think it's brought in some free agents who might not have looked at us in a certain way with the other coaches. Mike Vrabel is respected. And it's also, it ain't just about how good of a coach he is, which he is a really good coach. But it goes back to when he was a player. Everybody talked about he was one of the smartest players on those Super Bowl winning teams for the Patriots. So he's just a really good players coach. Two, he's won the big games. He's came in here and he's won big games. I remember when they knocked off, I'm not trying to do sore wounds here, but knocked off the Patriots in the regular season. And then it was like the year after the Eagles won the Super Bowl, they knocked them off. He's just had major regular season wins, and then that carried over into finally, really good playoff success, not just getting in the playoffs, but finding a way to get to the AFC Championship. And then as far as
one game away.
When you think, yeah, absolutely. And that I don't know if it still has sunk in. It was just one game away, really one player away. If we didn't
technically
have to play,
it was one half. You guys could sniff it. You were
absolutely there. And if we didn't have to play probably the best player in the NFL, who knows? But then the third, I would say, the Titans had their guy in Marcus Mariota, but for some reason, whatever, it did not work. And this is a really big positive because I think you've seen multiple head coaches fail at this. He managed the quarterback position as good as you could. He gave us the amount of opportunities to Mariota as what it needed to been. But then when it was time to make the change, he was able to say, you know what, I'm going to take the risk and we're going to go with Tannehill, and it worked. So I think you got to give him props for that. But he's just he's changed the culture. You kind of got this feel now in Nashville, kind of back like it was in '99 when things were rolling when they first got here. And, the Titans had a really good team from '99 to 2004, 2003. We're hoping for the same success, but he's got Nashville, he's got the state behind him right now.
And Coach K, I remember that son of a bitch trolled Bill. That takes a lot of balls to troll Bill Belichick on national television when he called the 2 timeouts in a row.
They
And
changed
he's
the
sitting
rule.
there and he's laughing at Bill from across the sidelines.
They changed the rule this
yeah.
this offseason because of it.
Mike Vrabel beat Bill at his own game. Not many coaches can say that they beat Bill at his own game. And Bill was losing his mind on the sideline, and he knew that he couldn't do anything about it, and that his apprentice just punked him on national TV.
And I would say since that it probably didn't happen the next day, but since sometime in quarantine, I promise you, I feel like both of them had a beer and had a conversation on the phone and laughed about it. Like I could just see Vrabel saying, "Why were you all upset? You've done that 100,000 times. Like, come on now. I just learned from the master." I guarantee you they've had a laugh about it by now because they respect each other.
All right, so now the tough part, OGR. The 3 things that since Judge hasn't coached a game in the NFL yet, what are the 3 concerns you have with him as the head coach?
I'd say trying to be the Patriots. You're not going to be the Patriots, so let that go. That's one. That's one, trying to be like the Patriots. 2, failing. Failing, period. If he has a bad season with the Giants, that means Dave Gettleman likely could be gone. John Mayer has talked about it on numerous occasions, which I don't want. The Giants need continuity. That's the biggest problem with the Giants is no continuity the last couple years and just bad decision-making from John Mayer and Steve Tisch on down. It's just been bad decision-making. And then 3, I really can't answer a 3 because honestly, those 2 are bad enough. Like there really isn't a third that I could really describe right now. But honestly, I'm going to remain optimistic. What head coach has had a tougher offseason as a newly head coach, not just, starting with another team, just being a freshly new head coach and going through all that he's gone through so far. 2 players that possibly could go to prison and COVID-19 and all the other things that have come on the list. I commend him handling it with class. So,
Mike, what do you got for concerns with Matty P down there in Detroit?
Well, I'm going to do 4, and 1 is just an extra credit one. We didn't get Derrick Henry. I'm telling you, I wanted that running back so bad. That guy is the beast, man. He's my favorite player in the NFL. I talk about him a million times. I love Derrick Henry. You're lucky. That guy is a straight boss. He's a bowling ball.
Army tank with a Ferrari engine. Army tank with a Ferrari engine.
I have talked about for 2 years straight how we need to get Derrick Henry. For 2 years straight. And I said last year before the season started, I said this guy is a difference maker. I've said it a billion times. He's going to be a baller, and he ended up being a balling ball. So first off, man, but there's many issues when it comes to Matt Patricia. First off, how he talks to players. There's been some incidents how he spoke to individual players, and they took it really to offense, telling them to suck his thing and this, that, and the other. And so when you do that, I think immediately individuals may take offense to it. And even though I don't think his idea
it's a different
was
league, man.
He's a different type of coach compared to what we've had. So I think understanding the individuals that surround you, and I think importantly is game time management. We are terrible when it comes to calling timeouts on the Detroit Lions. It's just like the worst. I don't know how someone could get any worse. I feel like maybe it got a little bit better last year, but he needs to get better at that. That scares the hell out of me. And most importantly, wins. We have not won with them. We won 6 games in the year 1 and 3 games in year 2. We have to get wins. And that concerns me because if we don't get wins this year, no longer that number 2 pencil is going to be on his ear because he will be out of the city of Detroit because winning 6 games in 3 games, and when your general manager said 9-7 ain't good enough, and when you went 9-22, you're in some trouble, man. So yeah, wins.
You got to produce. You have to. That's the name of the game. You don't produce, you're out. Coach, what do you got for concerns with Mike V in the long run?
Well, early on in his coaching with the Titans, he made some early mistakes in game management. I wasn't too concerned with it because it was his first time being a head coach, first time, being in charge of the timeout situations and stuff like that. I think he did a much better job in year 2, but the mistakes he made in year 1 still has me at concern. Then you go off number 2 off that. His aggressive style of coaching has backfired on him at times. I remember we had a chance to tie the game late against Miami. He decides to go for 2, doesn't get it, and we end up losing that game. While I 100% love being aggressive, and it's also won us some games. You just have to you have to worry a little bit about, is he going to be able to make those right calls at the right time, and is his aggressive style going to put him in a position where he can make some mistakes down the line? I mean, I honestly don't think it's that big of a concern. You're making me do 3, so I'm trying to nitpick here because I'm telling you right now, like, I'm very pleased with what Mike Vrabel has done with the Titans. So any little bit of mistakes he's made, I'm not too harping on it. But as far as number 3, one concern I do have for this year is how is he going to manage the defensive coordinator position? Dean Pease has retired. The Titans hired Jim Haslett, but Vrabel's kind of came out and said, look, we're going to – he goes, I'm going to do what's best for the team, and whether that's Jim Haslett being D coordinator, himself being D coordinator, or someone else, he goes, we're going to cross that bridge once we get there. I honestly think Vrabel's going to call the defense. It might be Haslett maybe doing secondary or D-line, things like that, but I think Vrabel's going to have his handprint all over the defense, which I think is really good. I think he's one hell of a defensive coordinator, but the problem is it becomes extremely difficult when you're not only in charge of calling plays for defense and getting the right substitutions and getting the right checks every single play, but you're also in charge of timeouts, game management, game decisions, things like that. That's a lot on a plate. It's the reason why you don't see a whole lot of head coaches in the NFL or at the college level do those things. So that would be a concern here. Can he do it? He probably can, but that's going to be a lot on his plate if he decides to do that. So those would be my 3 concerns.
All right. So now we're going to shift gears a little bit, and we're going to go. I want to know. I got 2 more football questions, and then we'll change gears. The first one is, out of Brian Flores, Joe Judge, and Matt Patricia, who has the best record this year?
Ooh, that's a good question.
OGR, I will let you go first, brother.
Right now, Tua is starting quarterback. We don't know what he's going to be. If Ryan Fitzpatrick starts, who knows? I mean, I don't want to sound cocky, but Joe Judge. I've predicted the Giants to have at least a 7-win season. And, I mean, Detroit could certainly have, a 9-7, 10-6 record. I mean, if Matthew Stafford doesn't go down last year, are you guys 3-13? I think not. So, yeah, I think
that was a huge part too.
Right now, I'd have
you
to
guys'
say
record was.
or Judge, but right now I'm going to say Judge.
Trox, out of those 3, brother, who do you think has the better record? Who do you think's got the best record?
Because there is a mandate to compete for a playoff, I have to go with Matty P. I mean, he straight out, Martha Ford had to come down and say, look, we're going to retain you, but you have to compete for the playoffs. So I did have them at 9-7. I am the residential 12-6 guy, or 12-4. Every year I'm like, hey, you win every single division game and, take care of home. You split on the road, guess what? That is 12-4 all day.
Mhm.
So, you see the Patriots, they do that all the time. They take care of their division. They mostly protect home field. And then after that, they might split the road. They're usually 12-4. So if we do that, that's why I'm the residential 12-4. But after saying 12-4 last year and going 3-12-1, I'm gonna say 9-7. And I do think that we limp in that 7th spot in the playoffs.
Coach, out of those three, who has the best
Well,
record?
I've said it over and over again. I'm high on Flores, and I'm going to stick with Flores. And I don't. It's also, not saying that I don't think Patricia is going to be good or Judge. I also look at it from a competition standpoint in the divisions, and I think Miami has the easiest road.
Yeah.
Lions got a tough division. So does the Giants.
So on a normal schedule, I would have to agree with you, but the AFC East plays the NFC West this year. And I don't think that the Dolphins are ready for Seattle, for San Francisco, for Arizona,
Yeah,
I don't think they're ready for that.
I am by no
division.
means predicting, Dolphins to be this 12-win team.
Yeah.
I think they're going to surprise people. I think they're going to be around that 7 to 9 win season, and I think they could get a 7th seed in the playoffs. I just see them playing the Jets twice a year. That I could see them beat them twice a year. I think they would split with the Bills. I think they'll either split or
They're
sweep
going
the
to
Patriots.
split with the Patriots this year. They definitely will.
And then they're going to pick up other wins too. And I also believe they could go off and beat an Arizona Cardinals team, things like that. They're going to get wins. And it's also they've done a really good job in the offseason building that program. I think Flores is another really good players coach. I think players respect him, and I think the ball is rolling over there. And honestly, if it's Ryan Fitzpatrick, I think that's even better. Like, if they sit to it, I think Fitzpatrick's going to go around there and sling the ball around. And I could see them win 8 games. And I could see, and like say, as far as the question's concerned, I see the Giants as a 6 to 7 win team. And I see the Lions as that 6 to 7 win team. I thought the Lions played a lot better than what their record showed last year. Unfortunately, the record is what it is, but I don't know why, but I did watch like 5 to 6 Lions games, like almost in its entirety, and I was really impressed with what I saw. It just seemed like every late game situation they could not get over the hump.
And
I think they could be
let's
good.
be honest too. Stafford drives that offense. Stafford drives that offense, and without him on the field directing traffic, it's a different story. If he's on the field directing traffic and directing the troops, it's a different ball game.
I have no reason to not root for the Lions. I would love to see the Lions do well. And I also have always been a fan of Stafford. That guy gets no credit just simply because of where he plays and how they haven't been successful. If Stafford was on any of these higher market teams, you're talking about an MVP candidate maybe every year, every other year. The guy's got great talent. I just don't think –
smart kid too.
I don't think the general manager over there has done enough job to put really good talent around him. So that's just where I would go. I think Flores, I think it's a really 3 tight race. I think all 3 is not going to be terrible. I think they're going to be right there, to that, anywhere from a 6 to 9 win season, 10 win season. But I go Flores. I'm high on Flores, and I think they've had a really good offseason.
All right, Micro Mike.
This is a great question. Absolutely a great question. First off, when it comes to the Giants, I think they're going to have success because they got a running game, they got a quarterback, and they play the Dallas Cowboys. So, and I want them to have success. I don't like that team. I want my team to win. I think we can get 9 wins, but you want to know what? I think Flores is going to have a little more success because the division they play in is easier than the NFC North, and I think it's easier than the division, the NFC East. So, and the fact that, they did really good in the offseason, just like the coach said. They put so much players, with the trades, the draft, and just accumulating talent. It's unbelievable, and I could see a changing of the guard here fairly soon if they keep this type of offseason moves going forward in the next couple of years. I mean, I think they will split with the Patriots. I think they could I think the Bills will win the division, but I think they could beat the Bills. I think they'll sweep the Jets. And the Lions, I see them going 9 wins, but I could see the Dolphins getting 9-10 wins too. And to me, man, with all the talent upgrades, with all the offseason moves that they got Tua Tagovailoa, you know, they didn't even have to move. They had 3 first-round picks. I mean, and then 2 second-round picks. They just built up that team. TA and I talking to Noble Sports, we just said, man, the Dolphins really made a great move. And I think
They had one of the top 5 drafts in my opinion. They did really well this year.
Bar none, man. They had a spectacular draft, and it's not putting my team down. I think, you know, it's going to be real close. Same with the Giants, man. It's not like it's that far off these teams, and honestly, in my point of view.
So quick question for OGR. Let's just put a little just. You guys had how many wins? 5 last year?
4, I believe. Or was it 5?
4. So you're telling me that just by I think, me personally, that Joe Judge is going to – you can't tell me that his decision-making in pressure situations can't win you 2 to 3 more games, plus you have a little bit of luck and a better offensive line with you know, there's no reason you guys can't put 3 more wins on the board.
Oh yeah,
there's no way. There's no reason why.
That's why I say 7-9. That's why I say 7-9. I'm not, because the Giants need to build up slow. We've been bad here, so.
Now,
and
my
by the
last
way,
football
Mike
related,
giving shout outs to all these other guys on here. You know, Coach K with or Coach Plays with his stuff. I have to give a shout out to him. Your 1991 win, if I'm not mistaken, was against the Dallas Cowboys, correct? Yeah. Yes. And Barry outrushed Emmett in that game, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
So shout out to you guys.
That's our last shout out.
Hey, a shout out regardless.
Hey, we got to take all the shout outs we can get, just like wins. When you get one, it's a celebration.
I'm not saying this because if you guys are in here, but if there's a team that I always respected and liked, regardless, because I always root for them on Thanksgiving, it's the Detroit Lions. I do like the Detroit Lions. Watching you guys on Thanksgiving, you know, and I usually end up rooting for you guys. There's not too many times where I'm like, God. I mean, the team's likable. I mean, Matthew Stafford and that whole team. So yeah.
Well, I don't think I've ever rooted for the Lions more when they played the Cowboys and when they played the Packers in the Thanksgiving Day games. I hate both of those teams with a freaking passion. I hate the Cowboys and I hate the Packers because Aaron Rodgers is the biggest douchebag on the planet.
Yes, he is.
He is.
And anytime he loses, and I get to see that Aaron Rodgers, bitter beer, sourpuss face walking off the field. Perfect.
Every time he don't get his call, he cries. He cries to the official, Sharon Rodgers, and then Jera. I'm going to cry, and I'm going to pay official. I can't stand those guys, man.
And not to mention,
I hate them.
He can't even chug a beer the right way.
Yeah, our quarterback smoked him on that. I can't stand
look at Coach is showing us, and it's so much better. He finished the whole thing right there.
Now, my last football-related question is a little fun one for you guys. I want the 4 of you to tell me what the Patriots' record's going to be this year.
Ooh. I'm going to go same as the Giants, 7-9.
So OGR is in with 7-9. Trox, what do you think?
I'm going to say 9-7.
What do you think, Mike?
I say 9-7 too. I think that Bill Belichick's just such a good coach. I mean, without Tom Brady, they still won 11 games a couple years ago. So
yeah,
Coach,
I think I'm going to go 6-10.
Oh,
And it's not strictly on the Patriots now. I think they are banking way too much on Jared Stidham. I'm gonna sit and wait and make him prove me wrong. But I'm really high on the Bills. The Bills should have went to the divisional round last year. They choked one away with the Texans. The Bills are a really good football team. That quarterback, if he just continues to get better, they are a better team. I think the Dolphins are building, and even though I think the Jets are still not good, they're not terrible. I just think the Bills and the Dolphins push the Patriots more or less to 6-10, rather than it's the Patriots pushing
It's the
themselves.
splitting in
6-10.
the division that's going to kill them this year.
Yeah. And like say Stidman's good, or Jared Stidham, he's going to have to prove me wrong. I mean, it's a wait and see. I'm surprised that they didn't really go out and either draft someone to push them or get a savvy veteran who could run his system. So, Bill's done it before with Tom Brady. We'll see if he strikes lightning twice.
Actually,
It's
there's
okay.
one thing
It's
I
okay.
want-
Deshaun Watson will be quarterbacking the Patriots in a year, so we'll be good.
There's one thing I want to
No
point out. real
chance.
quick.
I would die.
That is hopeful thinking. Hey, I would love to have him out of our division.
Deshaun Watson opts out and signs with Bill Belichick.
I would
And
die.
the dynasty continues. Suck it, NFL.
Oh, by the
Hey,
way,
if we suck this year, Matthew Stafford's going to be in your quarterback, man.
I could see that.
I'm surprised. I will give Stafford this, right? Through all the suckfest that he's been through, he hasn't tossed anybody under the bus.
Never
He
does.
hasn't complained. He hasn't asked for a trade. The dude has he's just kind of dealt with it, just season after season. And
I'm going to tell you about Matthew Stafford. His wife had a brain tumor. And knowing his wife had a brain tumor, he still went to practice. The day after surgery, he still went to practice after brain surgery of his wife. He is dedicated, man. I've never seen anything like this. He didn't miss a day.
no, it's like but that's what I'm saying. Like he's stuck through it all, man. So I'll give him credit. So let's kind of shift gears, guys. And let's talk about some recent events. More notably, the sporting news that's coming out. That's coming out kind of in the last couple of days and even the last week. I want to ask you guys, are we going to get an MLB season, or are they going to finally okay this 60-game season prorated salary, and are we going to play, or are we going to end up on strike like we did in 94? OGR, what do you think?
I don't know if you're going to end up on strike. You might not get a season at all, regardless if they agree to the season or not. We heard what happened with the Phillies and all those players and coaches, I believe, getting COVID, right? Correct? If I'm not correct.
Yep.
I don't know the exact number.
Didn't they say half the? I heard it was like half the team.
Yeah, something like that. And this is going to scare some players. I mean, nobody wants COVID-19, and we're kind of talking about it off stream. And I joked about it. I said, put all the players in there with them, because the only way you're going to get over this COVID thing is if you get herd immunity. And the only way you get herd immunity is you get the disease, you get better from it, and then you build an immune system to it, or you get a vaccine. Vaccine ain't coming anytime soon. So it's like, what do? You're damned if you do, and you're damned if you don't. So I really don't think we're going to have this. Honestly, I don't think we're going to have a season if more players get sick here, especially in the NBA. That could be canceled as well if they, guys start testing. Because right now with the whole NBA, they're going to be locking them in Orlando for the rest of the season.
It
Those
looks like
players
2
aren't allowed
months,
to
right?
travel.
I think they said 2 months in total, right?
Yeah, and then I saw the thing on Twitter. I don't know how true this is. There's actually a ring they're going to be wearing to tell them.
It's like a ring that tells them if they're within 6 feet of somebody to separate.
And I actually got a quick question for you, just to hop back for 2 seconds. Do you actually think you could go out and get Jacoby Brissett? Because he's still an Indianapolis Colt, right?
I don't think they would. I don't think they would bring him in.
I mean, it's a possibility. I just wanted to get your opinion on that. But yeah, go ahead.
I told you. Deshaun Watson's going to be the quarterback of the Patriots next year,
Oh, stop it.
and y'all are going to hate me because I'm going to be on here when it happens saying I told you so.
Stop it. Just stop.
We're going to run out of spaces at Gillette Stadium to hang Super Bowl banners.
Oh, okay.
man.
Okay. Just stop. Just stop.
Hey, if you run out, you can bring some to Detroit because we have a lot of space over there.
Coach, are we going to get a season or are they just going to give up on negotiations altogether?
Man, I have no freaking clue. I mean, here's the issue. I mean, owners are a major issue, but the players, I feel like the owners are getting all the bad rap. The players aren't budging at all. There's no like back and forth discussions. The players are like, we're not budging off this. We want an 80-game season. We want prorate. And while yes, the owners should be like pay them, but the players aren't budging on the amount of games. There's both sides don't like each other. They need a mediator in the middle. I don't know. I'm just disgusted with baseball. I don't know, because some days you're hearing, hey, talks are being positive. They're going in the right direction. And then, you know what? They're not going to talk for a week. So at this rate, if you made me have to bet, I think I would bet that there's not going to be a season and we're going to go into a lockout. But, I mean, who knows? And I worry about the COVID stuff, man. Crap keeps popping up, and I think that's going to complicate everything else too. So I don't know. Baseball's got a big issue, and it's owners and players and teams. They can't get on the same page.
Trox, what do you think, man? Are we going to get baseball or we're going to have to wait through the summer till football starts? Hopefully.
I think I'm in agreements with the coach plays. I mean, it's crazy that, you get these talks of, oh, I'm 100% sure. There's 0% chance that we're not going to have a season.
0%.
And right, 0%. But and then the very next day or a week later, it's, oh man, I think we're not going to have a season. And it's crazy because it's like, it's America's pastime. Like, have we ever not had a baseball season?
94.
94?
94, there was a strike. And
that is crazy. So, I mean, this is something we haven't seen in, 26 years?
26 years, I think. Yeah, 26 years.
Yeah, that's crazy. So, I mean, I hope that there is, but, I mean, the COVID-19 is still a thing, you guys. I mean, that's why, I mean, if the NFL wasn't a multi-billion-dollar company and a multi-billion-dollar betting thing, I would say that there wouldn't be even an NFL. But because it's such in high demands and there's plenty of money to be made, the NFL season will be played whether there's fans or not. Like, there is just way too much money riding on it. So I'm gonna have to say no season though.
They said, according to the reports, if they're true, the financials of this is at least of basketball, not of the NBA not playing. They are going to lose what I think it was 4 or 5 billion.
Yeah.
If they don't play the NBA season.
Can I just get a 1% of that?
I know, yeah. Toss me
Better than 0%.
half a percent of that, and we'll be good.
Yeah, I was about to say I'll take 0.5% of it.
Right.
So here's my thought, and I'm the asshole in the room. So I hope they don't play. I'm rooting for this negotiation to fail, and I'm rooting for both sides to look like absolute ass, because it's the only way you're going to get the two of them to actually work together, because they're going to go, oh shit, like, we don't have a season and we just lost $3 billion in revenue. What do we now they're not going to, because if they fail and they don't play, they have to work together.
Yep.
Because you've already tried. It's like asking two little 4-year-olds to work together, in kindergarten. And if they don't work together, what do? You force them to. You just stick them in a group and say you have to work with one another now. There's no decisions. It's the only way you're going to get them to actually sit at a table and have a realistic conversation about how to fix the game. These baseball games are 4.5 hours long.
Damn, wow.
OGR, Trox, Mike, Coach. When we were watching baseball in its heyday, 2 hours, 45 minutes, 3 hours at the most. Where did this extra hour and a half come from? You know what I mean?
Commercials.
That's what I'm saying.
Yep.
It's money. It's money. They literally have an hour and a half more commercial airtime. And if you're going to do that, there's got to be a pitch clock. There's got to be measures on the field to speed the thing up. And the players don't want to budge on that. And the owners are like, they're idiots as it is. Like, they know nothing about the game. So it's like,
They have to start doing commercials like NASCAR does, where commercials will play as the game continues to play. If they don't want to get rid of the ads, that's fine. You don't slow the game down to it. You just put an ad in the corner of the screen that, goes on like NASCAR does it. I mean,
like a pitcher in pitcher, and just have the game in the pitcher in pitcher. But that's why I'm rooting for them to fail, because ultimately that failure is going to lead. I think it's going to lead to what actually needs to fix the game. We're going to get a pitch clock. You can't stand in a batter's box for 3.5 minutes and adjust your freaking batting gloves, you jackwagon. Just strap them on, grab the bat, and swing.
Facts.
Hey, fellas, my kid needs me, and I have to get off. So I apologize, but she's right here telling me, Dad, I need you right now. So I'm sorry. It's a little bit of
Dad life.
Yeah.
All
Sorry,
right,
guys.
Mike, take it easy, brother.
I appreciate you letting me on, man. Got to do it again.
No problem. You have a good one, boss.
You
All
as
right,
well.
peace out, Mike.
Peace.
So that's why I'm rooting for failure. Because it's ultimately going to be the only thing that's going to fix this damn problem. Because you're going to force these guys to work together. And they've already proven that they don't want to work together on their own. So,
I don't think that would be a bad thing to happen. I agree.
Can I
that's why
piggyback off that real quick?
What's up?
Can I piggyback off that real quick?
Go for it.
So what is lost in a lot of this, and a lot of these sports athletes forget, is fans. Fans are what makes your salary goes up. Fans are the ones that go to the games, pay for the sodas, pay for your jersey, buy your cleats. It's lost on a lot of these guys, and they think, oh, well, our salaries will keep going up infinitely. No. With all this entertainment options, do I need to really sit down and watch the Giants on a Sunday? I'm a diehard Giants fan. What about the casual guy who's like, wow, look at that Ulysses S. Grant documentary. Should I watch that, or should I watch the Giants lose some more? It's like,
it's competitive dominoes. Let's watch that.
Exactly. But it's just like, they lose sight of the fact that the fans have a say in this. And if you want to keep your sport alive, why don't you guys shut up, come to an agreement, and realize you are losing fans by the minute?
Mm-hmm.
All facts. They got to fix it.
And OGR, dude, I was 9 for the first lockout. Like, just starting to like get into like, they're not gonna the steroid era is what brought baseball back from the brink in '98, from that '94 strike and that loss of fans. The steroid era and the long ball is what brought that baseball back from the brink. Because they were crashing. Their ratings and their fans were leaving, and they were leaving in a hurry. And shout out to Gridiron Blitz with the $10 dono in the chat. Dono, hi. Thanks a lot, brother. You the man, Grid. But they're not going to recover. The fans, you guys have seen the fans and the ratings that baseball has. There's no way if this is going to look terrible for them if they don't play.
Yeah, they've got to come to agreement and realize fans, and at the end of the day, it's what's lost on these guys is you're dependent on people, and it's just lost on them. They don't talk about the fans. They exercise their rights and say, "Oh, fans, you got to do this," or "Fans, you got to do that." At the end of the day, you entertain us, and if you don't put a good product on the field, we're not going to watch. And at the end of the day, I know these guys don't want to think of themselves as entertainers, but at the end of the day, that's exactly what you are. We are entertained by how good you can play the game. And it's lost on these guys. It really is. And they forget that.
Yep, that's
And
facts. You know, I mean, I remember back in 2006. I mean, 2006, you know, yeah, the Tigers were good. I was watching a little bit more, you know, but it was just like, it takes forever.
Dude,
you know,
a baseball game now is 4 hours.
Yeah.
Plus.
Yeah, it's like, you know, and plus you got 160,
162 of those.
Yeah.
Of those some bitches.
Yeah, times that by 4.5 hours. It's just like, ain't nobody's gonna watch all that. You know,
It's hard to make time out of your day too.
right. You know, that's why I've always been an advocate for baseball. If they cut it down to about 82 games, just like baseball or just like basketball and hockey, and make
Greg,
it
can I
about
stop you for-
3.5.
Greg, Trucks, can I stop you for 1 second?
Yeah.
Hey, there he is. What's
What's
up?
going on?
What's up,
So,
Blitz?
ladies and gentlemen, introductions are in order. For the first time, welcome to the stream, the Gridiron Blitz. What is up, Derek?
What's up,
T.
gentlemen?
Fields?
What's going on, Coach Plays and OGR Travis Troxel? What's going on, fellas?
What's going
That's
on?
what's
brother?
up,
man?
So,
I
Greg,
came in at the best time. Y'all was talking about baseball, and I want to have nothing to do with that conversation. So I kind of waited to yeah, man. What you got for me, Bobby?
So let's, being the Lions fan, we talked a little bit of football, and I do. Is Matty P on the hot seat?
Absolutely. Yep. Next question. We got any more?
That was an easy one.
No, he you know, if you didn't know, I met the guy, and it was about as a matter of fact, it was 2 weeks ago today, and I made a excuse me, guys, I made a delivery to his house, actually to his neighbor's house, who was supposed to get the food. Long
missed
story
the
short,
address.
yeah, man. So DoorDash actually gave me the wrong address, and I delivered to Coach Matt Patricia. And then the ladies across the street, she's like, "Oh my God, we're over here." And I know she was freaking out too, because she's like, "Oh my God, like that's Matt Patricia's house." So he comes out and we talk, and you know, I just told him, I was like, I'm not happy with you. We count on you to do something, sign Everson Griffin, all of that stuff. And but without that, even before that, he is on the hot state. When you go 9-22-1, your buns are automatically hot. So he's absolutely on the hot seat. He's got to win. I think whether he wins or it has to be a catastrophic loss for him to get cut and fired. Otherwise, I think he'll get a fourth season.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So that seems to be I just by doing my own research, that does seem it's a split. You know, some Detroit fans say that they should give him another season and they should continue to roll with him, and then there are others that are just like, you got your guys and it's put up or shut up time. You know, like
You got 3 years to turn a team around. That and then this day and age in the NFL, you have 3 years to turn a team around. This will be his third year. I mean, unfortunately for him, his first two have been so bad that he's going to have to probably make the playoffs for him to actually keep his job. I think 8-8, 9-7 is probably not good enough. You're probably going to have to sneak into the wild card.
And see, if it was any other fan base, any other franchise but the Detroit Lions, I would have to agree with you. But we're known to we gave Jim Schwartz 5 years. We gave Jim Caldwell 4. So I feel like unless he just goes 3-13, there's no way we fire him. That's just my opinion. I thought maybe we would, but now I don't think they'll fire him.
And you bring up a good point. But my other thing is, let's just say the Detroit Lions have a bad season, do you think they fire Quinn too? Like, let's just say you guys have an atrocious season and you go like 2-14.
Yes, I think they both have to go at the same time. I think because you fire a winning coach, and Trav, I know we talk about this all the time. Excuse me, guys. You fire a winning coach, albeit he was 1-10 against playoff teams, but you fire a winning coach. You go get your guy, who then gets his guys, and you're tied at the hip at that point. And I think that you've got if Quinn goes, Patricia goes. If Patricia goes, Quinn's got to go.
If you guys have a bad season this year, me personally, the only person I think that's going to be left standing there might be Patricia because he's the newest.
Okay.
I think that everybody else, I mean, he may be the only one, he might be the last man standing because they don't want to, because of continuity reasons. They don't want to change coaches yet.
But that does put a new GM in a bad spot. You're hiring a new GM and he can't hire his own guy. That's the only thing. All of a sudden your selection of GMs, I think, go down because there's going to be GMs out there saying, I'll come to the Lions, but I want to hire my guy. And if you tell them, nope, this is who you're going to be, then that's selection, I think. I mean, it could happen. But like say that's a tough spot for a new GM to come in.
You know, I think that was the same spot that Bob Quinn was actually in. You know, he had Jim Caldwell for 2 years, you know, already there. And then he comes in and, you know, Martha Ford pretty much almost guaranteed him for 2 more years, you know, for that continuity reasons. And, you know, it actually hurt the team, you know, because Bob Quinn had to groom guys for Jim Caldwell instead of Matt Patricia that he wanted from jump.
See, I wanted coaches, Bobby. I wanted coaches guy, man. I wanted the guy. To me, man, Matt Patricia was just subpar. I know you probably won't. I don't know if you'll agree. I think yesterday y'all were talking about it. His defenses weren't that great, right? During his tenure with the Patriots.
He always had a top scoring defense though.
Scott, okay, top, but overall defense, what was it?
I want to say it was either middle of the pack or in the 20s.
There you go.
Early 20s.
Yep.
But he always had a top scoring defense, though.
So real quick shout out to the Coach K. I think he's in the chat somewhere. Real quick shout out. My dude passed his test, so he is qualified to be a teacher.
Congratulations.
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 Yeah, absolutely. Bobby, you mind if I bring in the applause sound, man?
Oh yeah, bro, bring it on. Give me the applause. Give me all of it.
Hey, what's up with the coach though, man? Coach, you all right? You all right down there, man? You okay, man?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
All right,
I'm just keeping update. I don't know if y'all know who Titan Anderson is, but he's live right now for a 1,000 subscriber celebration. So I'm congratulating him. That's big for him.
I see you, man. Multitasking. I see how you doing there, man.
Hey, just remember, this is my show, you fucker.
Excuse me. I'm supposed to talk.
This is not a democracy. This is a butch tatership. And what I say goes. You've been to Bamland once. Luckily, you caught the return train on the way back.
I don't want no part of that, man. It seemed like some things went down.
Bamland is cold and quiet.
Yeah, I could imagine.
No, tight. I'll have to go over to his stream after. Did he hit it? Did he hit 1,000?
Yeah, he hit 1,000. I just got the alert on my phone, so I hopped in his chat a little bit. So it's good for him. Everybody knows how hard that 1,000 grind is.
Oh yeah.
How many times did y'all want to quit? Did anybody want to quit before they got there?
Oh, I
would
still
say about every day.
Multiple.
Yeah.
Multiple.
Oh yeah. Grid, you know how many times?
Yeah. Look, I'm at 6, man. I still want to quit. I'm telling you, it's just. I mean, you know, the bigger you get, guys,
I
the
was
bigger
just
you-
gonna say, shit. I'm at 1,500. There are nights where I'm just like, fuck this.
Well, you know what makes it worse is just no sports. That's
Yeah.
what
Facts.
makes it way
That's
worse.
facts, man.
Like,
Yeah.
it's hard to get on here. Like, how many months are we gonna have to talk about when sports comes back? Like, it's driving me nuts, man.
Yeah.
I'd be driving down the road and I'm itching. I gotta have some sports, you know. Luckily, down here in Tennessee where I'm at, and there's actually different counties are different, but we're actually being able to practice football with my team right now. Other
Nice.
counties in Tennessee are not. So it's like at least I'm able to practice and I get in some sort of sports. If we wasn't able to practice, man, I tell you, man, I don't know how much longer I can take no sports.
Well, that's what's up that you're able to coach now.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Oh, I know. Like say we've got multiple counties who can't right now, and they might not
Yeah,
have
Tennessee's
football.
on like a county by county thing, isn't it?
They are, yeah. Every county's like going by their own phases, and if metro counties and a lot of counties in Memphis, if they can't play football this year, it's going to realign all the divisions and all the districts. It's getting chaotic, but at least we're practicing. We're being able to practice with some COVID restraints and things like that. But it just feels good to be back. But I'm just hoping, fingers crossed, that NBA and NHL is on their way back. But man, you see some more spikes in cases and things come up, man. You worry that we're gonna go back to this whole crap show.
So let's shift gears back to football, since I think that's the sport we all know best. I want to know, so we'll kind of do this like fantasy football style. I want to know 3 sleepers this year, 3 sleeper players that could have good, sneaky good seasons.
Wow. Sleeper
So,
players.
Mr.
Okay.
Gridiron Blitz, I will start with you. Who are 3 sleepers?
Man, I could have seen if you said teams, brother. Well, players, it's 1,800 players in the league, right?
All right, so you want to switch it? Let's go with three sleeper teams that are going to fly under the radar but are going to be sneaky good this year.
I think I think one of them is going to kind of surprise you. And obviously I got to pick my own, right? Because nobody's giving them credit. So I'll just get that out the way. That's one.
You
I
homer.
think and plus when you used to lose it, you have to look forward. You've got to always look.
But Detroit did make a lot of good moves in the offseason.
But
They did.
the media would never say that.
Yeah.
We're still. I mean, a couple guys said sleeper, but okay. I'm going to surprise you right now. I think nobody's paying attention to the Miami Dolphins. That's just what I feel. They had a solid draft to me, and I think all of the years of patheticness has been leading up to something. I don't think it's going to come this year, but I think they're definitely heading in the right direction, and I think they're a sleeper. But I'm really is the Arizona Cardinals, are they still sleeping or have they caught people's attention?
I
I would say they're still sleeping.
Okay.
I'd say they're still sleeping.
I still think they're flying below the radar.
Okay.
would
I
think so.
definitely. I mean, Isaiah Simmons, DeAndre Hopkins, Kyler Murray. I mean, we were just talking about it. They've got. I'm actually nervous because we played them week 4 and we tied them last year. Don't remind me of that. But I think that we actually, Travis, I didn't tell you this. I think we might lose that game. So I'm gonna say no. How you gonna have a Lions hat on anyway? Travis, we done, man. Okay, so I'm gonna say Detroit Lions, obviously, Arizona Cardinals, Miami Dolphins. That's what I'm gonna say.
Coach, who are the 3 teams we're not paying attention to that are going to make some noise?
Man, I'm trying to think. I easily have to go with the Dolphins. I've talked them up to. I think they're going to be a very solid team, depending on what that record is. I don't know, but I like them a lot. I'm going to say one team because I'm struggling to think of another one. I'm going to say one team that I don't know if they're a sleeper, but I think no one's talking about them because they've forgotten about how they look like with their quarterback. But I think the Pittsburgh Steelers could come up and say, you know what, we're still here, guys. Like, this ain't all the Ravens show.
Hey, you took my pick right there.
I still, if
my
Ben
pick too.
Roethlisberger can come back healthy, they still got weapons. They got Connor. They got Smith-Schuster. They got weapons over there.
And they have a
didn't they
really
draft
good team.
another wide receiver too? I thought they did, maybe not, but I
They
still
have
think
that
with
the young rookie there. What's his name? Oh god, where's Leedy when you need him? Where's Leedy and Steel Maiden when you need him? Where's my Pittsburgh Steeler fans?
so
um,
yeah, so yeah,
they have a really good young rookie there too. His name. It's beyond me, but yeah, they do have a really good like young slot receiver there. That's very good.
Yeah. And then if I have to go with a 3, I think they're only sleeping because everybody wants to talk about the Buccaneers and the Saints. I'm going to say the Falcons still have pieces that can. I think the Falcons still have pieces that can make a run, just simply because everybody's going to talk about the Bucs and the Saints. And I still think with Matt Ryan and Julio Jones and all the weapons they got over there, I still think the Falcons could be a team you need to watch out for.
28-3.
Yeah, I heard you say that yesterday, Bobby. I heard you say that, man. You must like that. You really like that, huh?
I love that, Trucks. Or Grid. I love it.
Patriots fans are starting to sound
whenever March 28th rolls around, I will never let Falcon fans live it down.
Hey, real quick though, Patriots fans are starting to talk like every other NFL fans out there when when they can see
The
that their
humble
team
pie
has
that got
finally
smashed
moved
in their
on.
face when Brady left.
Yeah. Now all of a sudden they're wanting to talk about the past. You remember when it was 28-3 or things like that. And and now they're
Oh, sounds like Chicago
that's a little
Bears.
normal.
Sounds like the Chicago Bears.
You remember when we had that really good defense back in the day?
So this says, Dylan Renner, shout out to you, bud, for the $1.99 super chat. He said, let's respect the grind of OGR, 3 lives in 3 hours.
Oh, he's been on 3 times today?
Yeah, one on my channel, one on another Giants channel, and then obviously this one.
Oh, well, hey, shout out to you, man.
Shout out to you.
So OGR, who you got, man? What do you got? Who are your
All right,
who are
since
your
Coach
sleepers?
kind of spoiled it for me. I was gonna go the Steelers, I was gonna go the Falcons, and then I was gonna go the Broncos.
Ooh.
I was gonna go Broncos. I think they have a solid wild card chance. Nobody's talking about them, and young quarterback. I saw, everybody kind of laughs at Pat Shurmur, but what Pat Shurmur's good at, he's good with quarterbacks. He's good with quarterbacks, and it's hard not to say he's not. And then him and Mike Shula both went to the Broncos. I see the Broncos picking it up this year. They have the defense to do it. They have the run game. They have decent outside weapons. They have the offensive line. They just need their quarterback to step up, and that's what the Broncos have been missing is quarterback play. So I think the Broncos.
There's Jerry. They got Jerry Jeudy, and then they had that. What's the kid's name?
Sutton?
Cortland Sutton. Cortland Sutton and Jerry Jeudy could be dangerous this year for them.
And they have decent tight ends. So
Mm-hmm.
And don't sleep
That
on their running back either. In what's his name? Oh my gosh.
Oh, Lindsey, Philip Lindsey.
Yep, Philip Lindsay. Yep.
So, Trox, what do you got, man? Who are your sleepers?
Well, between the Gridiron Blitz and the coach plays, took them all. I had the Detroit Lions, Arizona Cardinals, and the Pittsburgh Steelers. But I guess I'm going to have to come up with 3 new ones. And
I mean, Trav, you could have used the same thing, man. Those are your sleepers.
yeah, those are your sleepers.
okay, so we'll rock with that.
Those. So if I was, mine would be. So here's a question for you guys. Do you consider the Bills a sleeper?
No.
No.
Or no?
No, they made too big of
They're the
moves.
favorite in the East right now.
Yeah.
So I'll go with I was gonna go Miami, Buffalo, and Arizona, but I'll go Miami. I think they're gonna surprise some people this year. I really like Brian Flores as a head coach. At the end of the season there in Miami, you can definitely tell he figured some shit out down there. They started playing together, and the end of the season for the beginning of the season for the Dolphins was abysmal. It was terrible. They sucked. They were awful. People were making fun of them at the beginning of the season. The second half of the season for them, they figured some stuff out down there, and it was a different team. So if they continue on that path, I think they're going to surprise some people. I like Flores. The two head coaches. I gotta lean towards Mike Vrabel and Flores. I like the two of them a lot. Matty P. I don't know if I think a lot is just the system in Detroit. You know, like it's an overall like he's just a different cat. You know, like it's I think I think he's just a different cat. But not saying he's not going to be successful. But I'm very very high on Flores and Vrabel. So I'm gonna go Miami. I'll go Miami, Arizona, and let's say Cleveland turns it around.
Oh God, come
Oh,
on.
stop it.
Come on. Did you really just do that, man? Did you really just
They've been saying that for 40 years.
Yeah,
And when I
exactly.
say turns it around, when I say turns it around, let's say they get 9 wins. 9
Well,
or 10 wins.
last year they were Super Bowl contenders, right? That's what everybody had. So
But what were they? What was their record last year? 7 wins, right?
7-9, yeah.
7
Hey,
and 9.
Butcher.
So I say they get 9 wins.
You do still know they have Odell Beckham on the team, right?
I do.
He's punching kicking nets on the sideline.
and then proposing to them the next week.
I forgot about that. It's a true marriage on the sidelines.
Yeah, man.
It goes from
It
good
is.
to bad and quick. And
To me,
hurry.
you know what he is to me, man? He's a lighter skinned Antonio Brown. That's just, I think that he's a cancer. And maybe
That
Deion
true
Sanders.
definition of that wide receiver diva.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You know what they did though? They tried to make a name for themselves with that move. They tried to get buzz. They tried to get
And it
the
worked.
buzz around the team back going, and it literally. OGR, you've been how long have you said that Odell Beckham is a problem? You've been saying Giants fans have been saying that for years that he's an issue.
Oh, I said it after he sat out the last couple games. I mean, I should have said it before then, but last couple
No,
of
you
games
guys have been saying it
of
for
the
years.
2018 season, when he sat out because of a bruised thigh, he didn't want to go, or he short armed the ball against the Bears, which caused that game to go into overtime. Like he doesn't want it. He has all the talent in the world to become one of the best wide receivers in the game right now, and he doesn't want it. That's what I have a problem with the modern athlete. You guys don't want it. I listen how Ray Lewis and Lawrence Taylor and Tom Brady, how these guys talk about the game. And these modern day athletes, I don't hear the same thing. I hear, pay me, pay me, pay me. Pay you for what?
Hopes and dreams.
Exactly.
You know what I miss
And
too?
Crocs, I have to say this. You kind of look like Matt Patricia. I think it's because of the beard.
Hey, hold on.
He's got the pencil.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a pen, but
Yeah.
it's trying to portray the pencil.
Yeah.
You know what I miss too, and this is across sports, across professional sports, bro. When I was growing up, the Yankees and Red Sox, in watching, from the early 2000s, they hated each other. Jason Varitek, they hated each other. They
Big
used
time.
to hate each other. There's the rivalries were real. They were real. And when we played Baltimore, when we played the Ravens in the early 2000s, 02, 03, 04, and even it we hated them. Rodney Harrison hated Baltimore. He hated Ed Reed, hated Ray. There's none of all these guys. They're all friends now. Even baseball makes me sick now.
Basketball is the worst with that, though.
Dude, it's bad. I miss the old rivalries, dude.
Yeah.
The old days of the Pistons, the Detroit Pistons, the punch you in the mouth,
Yeah,
you're
can't
not
do
gonna
that.
win on our home court, dude. The Pistons were brutal like that back in the day.
Everything is so soft now, man. That's
dude,
it
The
is.
only division in football I really see where football is actually the only one that's kind of actually has some sort of rivalry. Like the NFC East rivalries, they're real. At least between the fans are real. I can't stand Philadelphia Eagles fans. I wish all of them were off YouTube. No, seriously. No, it's good. But,
Even Philly? You don't like Philly, bro?
no, I love Philly 500. I have
Yeah,
a bet with
Philly's
him.
cool, man.
I have a bet
Philly
with him.
500 is quite possibly one of the funniest people I've met on YouTube.
Oh yes.
Yeah. Okay, guys. OGR, how do you feel about Mark Holmes?
How do I feel about Mark Holmes?
Oh boy.
He's
Was that-
a good content creator. Don't get me wrong.
okay, I'm talking about like the fandom part, like the
Oh,
rivalry.
it's ridiculous. Come on now, Mark. You gotta say once in a while that things aren't real. Like he finds a positive spin on anything.
Yeah. Mark
You-
Holmes, man.
He could have a toilet paper roll as his quarterback, which one is
He
right now.
loves his team. He loves his team. That he's the type of fan like because I couldn't be that fan. I will throw a toilet paper roll at my team. I'm telling you, we have a drink, and I don't know if any of you guys have a drink associated with your team, as in the Kool-Aid. Literally every year, as a Detroit Lions fan, we partake of the blue Kool-Aid. And what that is,
Kool-Aid.
what it is the Kool-Aid consists of hope, excitement, belief. I'm serious. And we take sips, and sometimes we take gulps. Like last year, me and Travis drank the whole thing. I mean, mugs.
You
and
just took that water cooler and just chugged
man,
it.
we had this team 12-4, and I'm gonna tell you what. The
I even had
preseason-
the Lions in
Drink
the
protein
Super Bowl.
alcohol.
What look, the preseason told me a lot about this
by
team.
week 8, they're taking tequila and just dumping it in there.
Hey,
by the
listen, I
bottle.
stream these games, and you could see I went through these emotions: excited, then I was upset. But by the end of the season, fellas, it was comical to me. We were so bad, it then was funny. Like and then by the end of the season, Travis knows this. I can't stand when people say we should tank. I hate that mentality.
Oh my God, same here. Same with Giants
Yeah.
fans.
So I just was, I mean, I was coming after. If you said the word tank, I was going to destroy you. So yeah, man.
I still remember I said, well, at least we were going to probably get the second overall pick.
And I was like, get over here. I was so mad at Travis. You just get tired of losing, man. At least the Giants have won. You slayed the Patriots. You know what I'm saying? No offense, Bobby, but you know how it is, you know. You almost went
Well,
perfect.
I will give the Giants this.
Yeah.
I respect Eli in those two
Yeah.
teams.
Eli
for
Manning was
the
awesome.
fashion in which they beat that 07 one. They Eli, dude, balls of steel. No
Yeah.
no
Yeah.
no pressure. Like the dude took the last drive, right? That last drive was the last drive to win that game was surgical from him.
We
Surgical.
gotta. Hey, what's going on with Coach, man? He looks. He's like.
He's
"Here's the
listening
story."
intently.
What? I'm like, is he?
But in all seriousness, no,
Yeah.
fuck the Giants.
Hey, both
Really
Patriot
easily-
fans are homers, so don't feel bad, Bobby.
Hey, Bobby, here's a question for you, man. How do you feel? Because I missed the show yesterday. How do you feel with the new direction that this team's going in? No Tom Brady for the first time in what, bro? 20 years?
20
So
seasons.
20 season. How do you feel, man? Like, are you like, we're still gonna win it all, or what's going on there?
I try and be as objective as I can. I realistically do, because you have to, as a Pats fan, you have to readjust. The cold hard reality is you can't expect an AFC title game every other year, every two, every 3. The greatest court, like the team was, they left like free, like
Yeah.
the Patriots have never paid people big money, especially older, aging veterans. The Pats roster last year was one of the oldest in the league. They needed to get younger, and Belichick knew it. They needed. It was at that tipping point. This is the turning point. It was either sign a bunch of these older veterans and keep them around and hope and pray that they can stick it out for 2 more. This is the transition. This is the youth movement. It sucks though. Like it hurt. Like Brady leaving, it hurt, man. That they're. I mean, you look at a lot of the just the leadership the leadership void that leaves is huge. It's huge. And you're expecting Jarrett Stidham, who literally threw 4 passes on the field. Grid, bro, I'm not. He threw 4 passes on the field last year, and you're expecting like, come on now, man. Like you have to be. I'm gonna say they split the division, and they find a way to win 5 more games, and they get to 8 or 9 wins. They find whether it's straight up just willing their way to wins or last. Me personally, I think they're going to beat teams 20-17 and live and die on the defense. That's how I think they're going to beat teams, because you can't expect Jarrett Stidham to do Brady-like things if they're losing in the fourth quarter. You just, that's not a realistic expectation. I'm gonna say they'll float around.
I think
they'll
coach
float around 7, 8, 9 wins.
Coach is trying to get in.
Butcher, I know you won't agree with this, but if Patriots fans want the Patriots to not slump and to chase another playoff run and things like that, I don't know why in the world the Patriots don't bring in Cam Newton.
I was just going to ask him that. I was just
They-
thinking the same
He is,
So here's
whether
my
or not
take
you
on
think
that.
he's good or not, he's better than Jared Stidham.
facts.
Here's my.
Facts.
I think me personally, I think the injury is what's keeping Cam on the sidelines.
Well,
I think they got medicals on him. And I think this is why no other team has signed him either. I think they got medicals on him, and they don't like what they see with that shoulder. And unless Cam's willing to take a huge pay cut and be okay with being a backup, it's like.
Well,
But
he's
you-
not
like-
okay, Bobby. He's not okay. That it came out yesterday, man. Cam Newton has the audacity to want to be a starter, and
But that's what I'm saying. He's not going to start.
No.
Name me one team that's looking for a starting quarterback in the NFL. None.
Maybe
right
the
now.
Chargers, maybe with Tyrod.
yeah, I think me and Travis, I think the Patriots. I think he would be better than your guy. I'm even though he ripped up the Lions. Stidham
here's-
destroyed the
so-
Lions in the preseason.
The only reason I think the Pats are holding on to Hoyer is because Hoyer is an insurance policy.
Yeah.
Hoyer is the Patriots. Hoyer's the State Farm insurance policy for the Pats in case.
But how much you paying a month, Bobby, for that insurance policy? That's one of them $20.
They're
thing.
paying Hoyer next to nothing. They're paying him next. That's another reason why they're holding on to him. They would have to pay Cam triple what they're paying Brian Hoyer.
But
They're not going to do it.
Hoyer
They-
as an insurance policy sucks. Here's my thing. Go get Cam Newton, and now Jared Stidham is your insurance policy.
Hey,
If it doesn't work with Cam Newton, if he's unhealthy, things like that, okay, you go back to what your original plan A was.
So
You know?
so I would take Cam
Mhm.
under the assurance that he would suck so bad that we would go 3 wins and get Trevor Lawrence.
He wouldn't suck that bad.
no,
he would
wouldn't,
not.
yeah.
Yeah.
I
And-
think
and
Jared
also,
Goff wouldn't
if
suck
you're
that
worried
bad
about
because
the
he can't make
money-
it through a season.
He's not going to be able to ask for big money. I mean, the market's not there. You're
But see, that's-
probably
I think
signing
that's
him
where
to
the
a 1-year
disconnect is.
deal.
I think Cam wants a big payday,
He
He
does.
ain't getting it.
and he
And
just
he
wants
wants
to
to
get
start.
it.
He wants to
He's
start as
either-
well.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
either
There's-
not going
there's
to get
no
it and play
team
for
out
smaller,
there-
or he's going to have to retire.
Yeah, he's going to have to accept a backup role or retire because nobody's going to start him.
He's trying to wait until somebody gets
Gets hurt.
Teddy
hurt.
Bridgewater situation where he came in, and I'm just like, but you come in at the end of you got to learn the system and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Be a backup, be there already. Something catastrophic could happen, and then there you go, launch your platform for next year. Maybe he is that guy for next year.
No,
Yeah.
the
Follow
one-
that.
Go ahead, Trucks. Go ahead.
Yeah, follow that Teddy Bridgewater. Like Teddy Bridgewater didn't get signed when Drew Brees went down. He was already there in the preseason. He was there in the offseason, things like that. And when Brees went down, then he came in, lit up the league on fire in those 5 games, and then
Got
in the
paid.
offseason, got paid.
Got paid.
BRB guys, my fat ass is hot. I gotta open a window.
Okay. I thought he said fetus. I'm like, what's a fetus?
No, I
Okay.
meant in Boston it's fat ass. One
I
word.
got you.
FATASS. All one word. No separation.
I got
Those
you.
Boston people. they
Hey,
got their
coach,
own
man.
language.
Hey, coach. I got a mic stand, baby. I can send you one, man.
Oh, dude,
I just
I'm waiting to get one.
Okay.
Whenever we move, that's going to be the
Okay.
first. Get. I promise you that.
I got a lot of respect for holding the mic, man.
Oh, this
I
is
really do.
miserable. Miserable.
and then it's a snowball too, man. So that boy, yeah, that's hey,
Some
the Yeti
upgrades
is
will be
worse.
coming soon.
The Yeti, if you had to hold the Yeti,
Oh,
you would have been got off this show. That boy is a tank, man.
So this is the Yeti. This is the Yeti Nano. It's on an arm though. See
Same here. I have the same one.
Okay,
the Yeti
Well,
Yeti Nano.
look what your boy got. Yo, yeah. So this is the Bobby. You got to get one of these, man. A pop filter, but yeah,
Yeah.
So if you had to hold this thing weighs about 3 pounds, man. So yeah. I bought this. Beautiful mic though, man.
Grid's doing the plyometric workouts over there.
hey, this thing is you could hurt somebody with this.
Yeah,
thing.
this is a road, and it's also giant. So yeah.
But yeah, it's I tell you guys, it's we need it, man. We need it back. We need sports back, and we need them
Yeah.
back bad.
Oh,
Yeah, did you hear that the players are talking about the NFL players are talking about striking? Like, did you hear
I
like
did hear that. I
Yeah.
did hear that.
that terrifies me. Absolutely.
It-
Because
it
yeah, go ahead.
shows that there's a clear divide.
Yep.
There's a clear divide.
yeah.
I mean,
And it wouldn't have happened. It would like the as soon as see. Here's the thing. As soon as it's, I've been coach. How much have I've said this to you a couple of times now? It's a comfort level thing with these guys. They find out that there's players testing positive. What are you gonna do? I'm not tackling that dude. I'm not play like you're asking me to tackle this dude, and it's like no, like it's a comfort level thing, man. If they don't feel comfortable performing their craft, they're gonna say go screw. You play my ass. We're not gonna play the season. No. Like if we're not feel safe. I mean, what do you got? OGR? What do you?
no, I actually feel bad for the guys because a lot of people like the guys like that make Aaron Rodgers and the Patrick Mahomes. They well, not so much Patrick Mahomes, but just guys that make tons of money, Odell Beckham Jr.'s of the world. I don't feel bad for them. They can sit out an entire season. You know the guy who can't sit out an entire season? The guy in your practice squad. The guy that makes the 52-man roster or now 55-man roster. Your guys probably 40 through 55. They can't sit out an entire season. They need that paycheck.
They're making like $100K a year, if that.
Yeah.
Yep.
And these are the guys that nobody talks about when it comes to these seasons. And that's the guys I feel bad if they decide to go out on strike because it's majority rules. And if they decide, and it's a scary notion, but I can level with the players why, but as being a fan, no, I don't want to see it, but I can see why they would do it. I mean, hell, we were ready to walk off our job at one point when this COVID thing happened because we didn't know what was going to happen.
That's what I'm saying. It's a comfort level, man. The more comfortable, the more assurance you can give these players that if a player does test positive, they will be quarantined, they will be taken away, the risk will be extremely minimal. Like it's a comfort level thing, and I think that's what they have to focus on. They have to focus on it's not a matter of if someone gets it during the season. It's a matter of when. How you handle it. How do we handle it when someone gets it? Because somebody is going to get it, period.
And when they do, it's going to expose the rest of the team. What do you do then? Because now, like your whole offensive line gets it. What are you putting on all backups? The backups could have it too. Like once a team gets it, and that because you're asymptomatic, it still spreads. You could have a whole team sick. What are you going to do? Forfeit a game? Like there's some real.
So you
thing.
figure you give two games up. There's a that could cost you a playoff spot in the long run.
Or that game's put to that other team's bye. Like I mean, I don't know how you do it at that point.
I mean, they should have like a checkpoint, like at their practice facilities and at the stadiums and stuff, to where game days before you even enter the actual stadium, have a checkpoint where you take the temperatures and check and things like that. At least take their temperature. While they're out and about, or before they actually put on their helmet. Like when they put on their helmet and they're almost coming out the tunnel, that's when they're able to take off their mask and put on their helmet. But on the sidelines, they got to put back on their mask or something. Like they got to do some sort of precautions in order to protect them for all 16 games. So there's not a forfeit, because like you guys were saying, it could cost them a playoff game. Instead of a 9-7 for, say, like the Detroit Lions that I have them at, if we forfeited 2 games, that's easy 7-9.
And that could cost you guys a run at the wild card.
Yeah.
And not to mention, I don't know if you guys ever watched any of those COVID-19 tests.
They suck.
Oh yeah, that hurts.
Yeah.
Yeah. Imagine going through that multiple times, because that's what these players are
every
gonna
week, every 16 times. 16,
Yeah.
16 to 17.
having a swab stuck up that far, touching your
Okay,
brain.
I'm gonna be like the bad guy in this situation. Don't worry, I'm used to it.
Hey, there's only one bad guy in this. Well, technically, you could be the bad guy. I'm the asshole, so it'll work.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, here's my thing. It's not pleasant, but you're making
sucks.
what, 27 million, and like Matthew Stafford,
Yeah.
whatever he's making, you're making a swab a game. I can take that. I'm just saying I could take a giant. I know they go deep up the nasal cavity and it looks painful, but I've seen women take it, pretty good. And if these big burly dudes for $27 million a year can't do that, especially to take our mind off of what's going on, because it's a lot of bad stuff. And I feel like this is very similar to when 9/11 happened, man. It was like the NFL players didn't want to play, and they were like, we need y'all to play. And it really was good for the whole United States, man. So I think that while it sucks, I think it's doable, man. I would do it.
The problem is those tests, they're not instant feedback, though.
Yeah,
So
you gotta wait.
you can't just
Take
about
swab
48
right
hours.
before the game. It's tough. NFL is going to have a protocol to where, like concussion, you get concussion, you're out at least like 7 days. You get this, you're going to be out 2 weeks. And it can bring excitement to the game. I mean, now you're talking about your practice squad rosters have to be even more elite, because it brings more excitement. All of a sudden, if a starting
Depth
run back
becomes
goes down,
very important.
Yeah.
it almost brings into like a replacement league, like things like that, where it might be where like 10% of the league or 20% of the league goes out for 2 weeks at a time because their players are getting, diagnosed with COVID. But okay, that just means that other people are given the chance to play. A lot of your XFL players who don't have a chance right now, they're now given ranks up. And then it becomes, okay, how can a team adjust and move players around to position to put them in the best place to continue to still be successful? I think it would bring excitement. I think that's what it has to be. If you're diagnosed, you're immediately out for 2 weeks, then you'll reassess. That's and that's the only way. If players are just you cannot put the NFL in a bubble. It's just too many people. It's not the NBA.
We're talking about 1,800 people, coach.
Yeah, you can't do it. And they don't have enough football stadiums in one centered location, things like that. The only way you're going to be able to do it is
it's too tough. It is. It's
Yeah, that's very
you're
difficult.
just going to have players agree with, this is the risk. We're going to be testing you, every single day. And when we get these results, if one tests positive, you're immediately in the protocol, like a concussion protocol, where you're going to be out for 2 weeks, and then we'll reassess.
But check this out, guys. Disney
Only
can fix this. You hear about what the NBA is doing, right?
Yeah.
You've got the little ring on
The
that
little
has
ring,
90% detection rate of positive, an accurate detection. That's crazy. They wear a band, and they said it can detect COVID up to 2 days in advance. So that might be something to consider.
That I think that's definitely something they're going to have to do. Period.
Absolutely.
And they have more money than the NBA. There's no reason not to give that to the players.
Yeah.
Oh, they probably have double what the NBA makes.
Yeah, easy. Yeah.
Now I want to have some fun. It seems like we're not the biggest Cowboy fans in the chat, so this next topic should be interesting.
Ah,
If you're the Cowboys and Dak, and you're in contract negotiations, and he's asking for 35 plus, which it seems like he's asking for, which is asinine.
Yeah.
Do you pay Prescott the 35 or
Giddy
or
up,
35
Andy
plus,
Dalton.
I should say, or do you
oh, my bad, y'all.
go
That was
with-
the wrong one. I'm
do
sorry.
you go with option B, which is
I've got a sound for that, Bobby. I've got a sound, man.
okay?
Mind if I play it?
Go for it.
No, you don't pay absolutely nothing. What has Dak Prescott done? Cowboy fans, Michael Anthony Fitness, Mark Holmes. What has he done, man? 35
Nothing.
million? What's wrong with him? So
Big.
no,
He only looked good that his rookie seasons because Ezekiel Elliott completely took the team on his back and destroyed every single opponent. And it made it easy for Dak to throw the ball because you got one-on-one coverage because you're so worried about Zeke Elliott breaking it for 20, 30 yards. It's the same thing with the Titans. You know, they're so worried about, King Henry.
Henry, that it opens everything else up.
It opens up everything. The run game is so important. And then you put, a stout defense in, you're probably winning that game.
I'm actually different than everybody here.
oh boy,
You have no choice but to pay him $35 million. You're not
That's
going to
true.
quarterbacks don't grow on trees. And we know Dalton's not going to be serviceable. He wasn't serviceable in Cincinnati. I mean, maybe a little bit better. And you have no choice. Like when it comes to these quarterbacks, they have you. What would the Detroit Lions be without Stafford? We saw last
we
year.
already know. Yeah.
So it's like
I
you have no choice. When you find a competent quarterback, which Dak is, you have no choice but to pay that competent.
so you're
quarterback.
basically saying he can extort them.
By default,
Every quarterback can
by
extort
default,
every
he has all the
franchise
leverage.
as long as they show they're competent.
OGR, I
He
would
has all the
100%. I would 100% agree with you most 9 times out of 10 because it is a supply and demand. Titans didn't have a backup quarterback. There's a reason why they had to pay Ryan Tannehill. And like I say, quarterbacks 100% do not grow on trees. But in this case, and a lot of people don't think he's that good, he gets a bad rap. They actually do have another starting quarterback in the NFL on that roster with Andy Dalton. That was a huge signing. I think with that roster with the Dallas Cowboys, he would surprise people. Andy Dalton is a
And he
very
actually has an
serviceable
offensive line in front
quarterback.
of him
He
too.
is. He
You
is.
put that offensive
Also-
line, you put that run game, you put those weapons with Andy Dalton. He will not look like the Andy Dalton in Cincinnati. He will look like a really good quarterback. And guess what? He's not even going to be half the price of a Dak Prescott. If they
Yeah,
have no one else, yes, you have to pay him. But
So that was a
very
1-year deal, if I'm
strategic
not
getting Andy
mistaken, right?
Dalton. What's that?
That's a 1-year deal, right? For Andy
Yeah.
Dalton.
It is.
So what? You're still in the same spot because now you still got to pay Dak. He's still going to
Yeah.
play this on his rookie season.
But Andy
Still
Dalton
in
ain't
the same spot, 'cause
35.
if Andy Dalton comes in and balls out, you got to pay Andy Dalton.
You're gonna have
And
to
you know
pay
what
him
Andy
too.
Dalton's gonna
Yeah,
be
but not. I
35
agree,
You
man.
wouldn't pay 35.
35, man. What is
you would
that?
pay him like anywhere from 24 to 27, if that. I
He
would
could
say.
extort the Cowboys if he brings them to the playoffs at that point. I mean, it's supply and demand at that
So-
point.
I
So
will
here's-
say this though, real quick. Andy Dalton will finally actually have a real competent head coach
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
Marvin Lewis wasn't it, and then I forgot who else was the head coach with the
In
the
the
Bengals.
immortal words of
Yeah,
Kevin
after
Durant,
Marvin Lewis, no one
in
knows
the
who
immortal words
coaches
of
that
Kevin
team.
Durant, Marvin Lewis, he's an idiot. He's an idiot.
You know, I will say this: who is the worst franchise in the NFL? Lions are bad. Don't get me wrong.
No,
But-
Cleveland.
Cincinnati.
Oh, the Bengals. Oh my God. Yeah, Bengals. Yeah, the Bengals.
What are we
Bengals
basing that?
have-
What are we basing that off of? Because we Lions fans here, so we got a lot. But what are we basing the the Cincinnati Bengals being the worst franchise in the league?
Success.
Success.
Overall success.
Overall success that
I
has
mean,
have
They still went consistently to the playoffs, even with
they've
Marvin
been
Lewis.
they've been to a Super Bowl, right?
Yeah, yeah. I would go Browns at that point.
See, I still wouldn't. I would go. What do you call it? The Detroit Lions. We
Yeah,
have
really?
one playoff
Yeah.
game.
Yeah.
We have one playoff win.
Y'all was trying to be
Since
nice. Trav, they were trying to be
1957.
nice because we on the table, man. That's it. That's
Hey,
it.
hey, why
Let's
are
try to
you
be-
not trying to be
that's it.
nice?
Hey, listen.
Oh,
we
hey,
are
start
Lions.
drinking the Kool-Aid again, guys.
Hey,
Drink
look,
the
listen.
Kool-Aid. Come
We-
on, be hopeful.
It's funny. I made a
We
video.
are, but we are also real though too.
Absolutely. I made a
Yeah.
video about Aaron Rodgers, and it was so many people coming in there. They trying to talk smack to a Lions fan. You can't do that.
Yeah.
We have been through everything. We literally we're like steel objects, man. We just every year we just get
Are you
more
guys
and more.
the first 0-16 team? I think.
Yes,
right?
we are the
Yes, we are.
first. Cleveland had to repeat what we did.
You're saying the same stuff that he said. Yeah.
So here's my take on Dak, right?
Yeah.
Coach, me and you have talked about this a couple of times on and off stream. I can't bring myself to pay him 35 plus. 35 plus to me is that elite threshold. That is the threshold
Right
of
now.
an elite quarterback.
Yeah.
And by elite, I mean multiple time playoff, a deep playoff run. I'm talking at the least the second round or NFC or AFC title. Elite quarterbacks that get to the playoffs multiple times and have either been to or been a game away from the Super Bowl. Those are the quarterbacks that get the 35 plus million.
Guys, and we're also talking about a quarterback who turned down a $33 million contract offer. Like, are you serious?
You know what that was? You know what that was, Coach? That was STOOPID. Stupid.
Like,
Stupid.
I mean, how many years did Tom Brady actually take pay cuts to keep the team really good around him? Like,
And he knew.
It's just-
He knew. He knew in his prime. He knew if I take this $10 million pay cut, we're going back. It might not be next year, but we're going back.
I'm
That's
telling
He
you,
just
at
kept
this
doing that over and over and over again.
And
At
that
this
ties back
rate-
to what I was saying about the players before. The players just want to get paid now. I want to get paid. They don't have the same mentality somebody like a Tom
Certain
Brady or the
players.
Ray Lewis or Lawrence Taylor would have. They don't.
certain players for sure. There's still some players who got that really good mindset of, team friendly. I mean, I 100% always agree with players need to get their money when they can because they've got a short threshold to get it. But it's not like they offered you a $22 million contract. They offered you a $33 million contract, and you still think that that's not enough for you. I'm just saying this. I'm almost rooting for and I've never not liked Dak Prescott. I've always liked him playing at Mississippi State. I've always thought he was a real solid quarterback. But at this rate, I hope he holds out, and I hope Andy Dalton gets his shot because I honestly could see that Andy
he's
Dalton
an
take the
idiot for
Cowboys
turning
to the
down
play.
33. 33 was the best deal he's going to get. He should have just taken that deal and run with it.
Because this has been going on for a while, right?
Yeah.
Like
Like
for
this-
like 4 months now.
That's
If
crazy.
it's partially the Cowboys' fault too, because I know it's still a lot for Andy Dalton, or not Andy Dalton, Dak Prescott. If they would have paid him what the Eagles were willing to pay Wentz, we
Yeah.
wouldn't even have this discussion.
Mhm.
You, as soon as your quarterback comes up, pay him whatever right near that threshold, and you're going to be sitting pretty. Because right now, Philadelphia Eagles are looking $32 million for Carson Wentz ain't too bad.
Yeah.
And remember, we had said this, I had said this in an earlier stream. I think it was with you guys last night, Trucks. What's the quarterback market going to be in 2 years? You know
I
what
don't
I
probably
mean?
get that
That
point.
That 33 million is going to be a freaking deal
Yeah.
compared to what these
Well,
quarterbacks are going to.
Look,
Patrick
look,
Mahomes, dude.
if-
Patrick Mahomes is going to get $50 million a year.
look at
Yeah.
Matthew Stafford when he was the highest paid quarterback. Now he's what, the 6th or 7th?
No, he's
highest paid?
got to be lower than that. He's got to
Yeah.
be.
Well, now probably a little lower than that. But
Yeah.
I mean,
because it was 27 at the time, and
Yeah.
now 27 is like, ha, that's nothing.
right.
Yeah.
But I'll say this too: general managers are probably thinking about this. If the NFL doesn't get to normal this year and they play a whole season without fans and things like that, that is going to hurt the salary cap. Like
Yeah.
every year it bumps up.
What-
It might stay flat. It might even dip a little bit because of revenue and things like that. Like if they don't get back to normal, we don't know what that,
I've got a monkey wrench, coach and fellas. I got a monkey wrench. So I'm out. Michigan was one of the last states to come off lockdown.
Mhm.
And you cannot tell that there was COVID. Like people are everywhere. It's people with no mask on. So the point that I'm trying to make is I can see the NFL. I don't know what they're gonna do but I can see fans going, man. And just going to the stadium, even if it's 15,000. But these people are flocked together like nothing, like there is no virus.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to figure out how the NFL is going to work that to their advantage, because
Yeah.
I see people in the stands, guys. I do.
I agree, and I hope so. But I know, like here in Tennessee, we just had the single highest peak, even dating back to when COVID started. We had 1,800 cases today, and I hear Florida had back-to-back 2,000 case a day.
Yep.
Like I worry that we're starting to see some sort of, spike back up.
So
I've heard
I have
Arizona
relatives.
4,000.
I have relatives in Arizona. They had 5,400 cases in 48 hours.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Yep.
Hey, Butcher, I got a sound for that too, man. Can I play that sound?
Go for it.
oh my God!
All right, there we go. That's insane.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's insane.
It's the second wave that they were talking about, I think, is
And what's bad,
It's
I always
getting here.
thought the second wave was going to come in the winter. We're still
Yeah.
in the summer, and this is happening. Like the summer was supposed to, solve all of our problems. The hot air, the virus can't survive in the heat, and I don't know, man.
It can't
So-
survive as long on surfaces in the heat as it would in a colder environment. So that's
I
what
want
they
to
were
have a
trying
little
to do.
bit of I want to have a little fun with you guys. I want to ask you a question about Tom Brady and the Buccaneers. Coach, we've talked about this a couple of times, so I know where your stance is on it. But Grid and Trox and OGR, does Brady have enough left in the tank to make a run at a deep playoff run? By deep playoff run, I mean second round or NFC title game, sniffing the Super Bowl. Is there enough in the tank? Is the team good enough? Can he ride that wave to number 7?
All right, I'll answer this first. No. and I'll tell you why. And it's partially because I'm a New York Giants fan and I live in Connecticut. And when you live in Connecticut, you are surrounded by a bunch of Homer Patriots fans. And I'm so sick and tired of Tom Brady. But you could see it even with the Patriots last year. Tom Brady is not the same guy. He's slowing down. He's not processing as quick. He's getting hit. He has a bad offensive line in Tampa. It's not what everybody thinks it is. It was bad with the Patriots last year. I'd say it's about equal with that with the Tampa Bay now. I know what they did in the draft. And I understand he has a plethora of weapons, but at the end of the day, no, I don't think he has enough in the tank to make another run. And if he does make a deep playoff run, he's not going to the Super Bowl. I'll be shocked if Tampa makes it. And maybe it's just me being foolish, but we'll see.
Okay, I want to go second.
Go ahead, Trox.
Okay, one, they won't make the Super Bowl just because it's in Tampa Bay. There has not ever been a home team to play in their home stadium in the Super Bowl. So, ever. So, but I do think that they do have enough. I mean, you look at the Tampa Bay defense. Shaq Barrett's still coming back, who's the sack leader. You still have a dog defensive line. A pretty darn good overall defense. You got wide receivers galore. You got Gronkowski. You got Tom Brady. The only thing you're really missing is a running back.
They drafted Keyshawn Vaughn out of Vanderbilt. You want to talk about sleepers? Watch him in the fantasy draft. That boy can flat out run, and he's going to be a really good dump it down back for Tom Brady. That is my sleeper pick for fantasy football. I think he's good. He's good.
The kid from Vandy, right?
Okay. So, I mean, if they got a run game, then, hey, They can make a deep playoff. There'll be at least the NFC title game.
I don't know. I personally, I think Seattle's going the Super Bowl for the NFC.
Oh, I
this
think.
year.
I mean, it could be.
I think I
But-
think who's coming out of it for the NFC.
I mean,
I think Green Bay's on the way down.
Yeah.
I think the Saints are going to struggle. There's aging. There's holes on that team. I think this is Seattle's shot at it. I think they have a shot to go back.
Well, I'd say this with the Saints. I think that they're not going to probably make it because I don't think Drew Brees is going to make it a full 16 games. I mean, you thought Bounty Gate was bad. Just imagine what
No,
players are going to do.
Oh, I know. It's definitely a factor, dude. It's definitely a factor.
Yeah.
Grid, what do you think, man? I want your.
Well, I can't. I hope they don't make it to the NFC Championship game because if they do, I have to eat a Carolina Reaper.
That's why I want him to go. No,
Yeah, okay, Trav, that's not even cool, man. Give me my shot glass.
Hey,
back.
hey, give him my Carolina Reaper. You should have mailed it with the shot glass.
I could have put the ghost peppers. No, it's ghost peppers, but yeah,
Like,
but
well,
if
yeah.
I just think that they're a little better than the Cleveland Browns of last year, like as far as the hype. Tom Brady's what, 48? What is he?
40.
He's 43.
That is
Oh,
amazing.
43.
I need whatever he has. That's
43.
facts. I don't think that they have enough.
He has Giselle.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah.
but that's not enough for me. That might be enough for Tom Brady. I'm just saying.
Well, you got to remember one thing though, like the
And he's
NFL.
also got that insane diet.
Oh yeah, but also you got to stop and think about it. Like with the quarterbacks, you blow on a quarterback, you're getting a 15-yard penalty.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, if somebody touches Tom,
different league.
he's
Different-
gonna rip all of them. He's gonna cause somebody to revoke all their credit cards. I'm telling you, that dude is gonna be like the mafia, man. If you let me get sacked, it's a wrap. I'm taking
Yeah.
everything you own.
Yeah.
So, what do you, Trox? You think they can make a run at it, or you think they'll go deep in the playoffs, or no?
I think it was Coach. Trox already answered.
not. Yeah, my bad, Coach. Go ahead.
Yeah, I 100% think that Tom Brady can get them deep into the playoffs. I say divisional round for sure. Then after that, I think it's going to be tough. I think he can make it to the NFC Championship. And I mean, who knows? But I will say this. Jameis Winston, 30 interceptions, and they still went 9-7. Tom Brady will not throw 30 interceptions, even if he's only 70% of his old self. And
I think
also
he'll throw
that
12 to
team,
15.
that team has gotten better. So if that team last year with a 9-7 record because of a 30 interception, performance of Jameis Winston, Tom Brady comes in there with the addition of the new weapons. They can take that. They can take a deep run. I'm 100%. I also don't think like Tom Brady's done. I think his brain is going to get him there more than anything. I mean,
2 more years.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
my
He's
God.
got
So-
this season and
I
one
think
more.
so.
So he plays to what, 45?
He'll
He
play
said
to
he
45.
won-
And
He
he's-
said
and
he wanted
he's-
to play to 45.
And
Yeah.
he's always said
Barring
that he
a
wants to
major
play to
injury.
45.
That's it.
Barring a
He'll get
major
there.
injury, I think he's got 2 more years.
Do you think
Yeah.
people just start letting him throw passes, like and not defending him, not rushing him, kind of like they do in the NBA?
Oh
You
no,
know, somebody-
the NFL's too competitive. I don't think they'll give him the Kobe Bryant treatment. I don't
Okay.
think they will.
All right.
I will say this though. I don't think they're gonna win a Super Bowl this year, but I'm not counting out next year at 45 years old.
Yeah, I almost could see next year being more of a, the year you're talking about rather than this upcoming year, because also another issue is for all the teams who had a lot of turnover, maybe a new quarterback come in, what's training camp going to look like? If training camp is really delayed, then all the new pieces, those are what's going to, it's going to take time. Those things struggle because you got to get with your players. You got to get those practice reps in. If it's not like a normal training camp, then the Buccaneers could come out of the gate a little slow this year. So I think this year sets up very well for a lot of the teams out there who kind of kept it status quo and just sprinkled a few pieces in. I think it almost benefits them more than teams who had some big turnarounds.
All right,
Yeah.
guys. So let's open it up to the chat a little bit and let's answer some questions from the chat. So the first one we'll take is, I think it's Jorge's. He says, out of the Giants, Lions, and Finns, who has the best shot at making the playoffs?
I think
And
most
being
of the
the
panel is going to say
resident
Finns.
Giants fan OGR, go for it, bro.
I think most of the panel, like I said, it's probably going to go with Finns, I'd imagine. Maybe they'll go with their own teams, but I'm going to go with Giants. I think Giants can sneak in with a 7th if everything hits right.
And don't forget, you get that extra playoff spot too.
Yeah,
They
that's why I
have
said
that extra. They have more playoff spots available this season. So let's see what else. So we're gonna open it up to you guys. We'll take some questions from the chat. And yes, Fire Destroyer, seeing Brady in the Bucks uniform made me throw up in my mouth.
Well, I thought it was pretty hot. I thought it was fire. I mean, he looked really good. I like how they had the gray showing and everything.
I
was like, okay.
like the jersey.
Yeah.
It just made me sick seeing him in a different
like
color.
Matthew Stafford in the Green Bay. I got you.
Oh, come on now.
Now I'm just saying, man.
I mean, Tom Brady at least picked a different conference, though.
Well, and they got Jordan Love, so yeah, okay. Well, what about the Bears? Because remember they were talking about or the Jaguars. I think Matthew Stafford would look lit in a Jaguars jersey. I'm just saying.
So go Lions. So go Lions says, should Cap play or stay out of the league? Now, are you asking me should he play or should he stay out of the league? That's because that sounds like a business question. Like, will it hurt his message playing in the league? Because if he does play in the league, or if he is offered, here's what I think is going to happen. For him fighting for the injustices and doing his thing outside the league and being the voice that he is, he hasn't been held down by any chains, any restrictions, anything like that. If he signs with an NFL team, they may try and say to him, well, we want you to do it this way, and this way. And I don't know. See, that's not a smart brand or business decision for him. Because Nike's, he has the endorsements, and he's still able to bring attention to the causes that he feels are important, and he's got no restrictions onto him. If he plays in the league, it might not be a smart business decision, but if he wants to play football, it's kind of two different points of view. I mean, I don't know what you guys think. I mean, Trox, that's my view on it. It's two different viewpoints.
Yeah, I mean, for me, you know what? Just because, like, now they want him in the league, I would tell him, don't go. Now because it's going to be almost like the quote unquote token black guy. We just signed you just to make us look good because of all these, riots, all these, Black Lives Matter, all this and all that. Like, I would tell him, especially for social injustice, this is his fight that he pretty much took upon himself. I would tell him, look, make a statement because of all this. Now they want to listen to you. No, sit out and wait till a proper opportunity, because they actually want you now, not because, they want to put you in the league because, oh, we want to look good now.
But yeah, like but that's what I'm saying. It's too, like, it really depends on Cap's mindset.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because if they sign him, I could almost guarantee the owner and GM are going to go, we don't want any distractions. They're going to try and put a leash on him. They're going to try and put restrictions on what he can and can't do, and how he can and how he can't protest and show his points of view and how he feels on issues. They're going to do it. I mean, will he make a constant paycheck? Yeah, but he'll have to literally change. Like, it's like going against everything he tried to stand for when he left. It really depends on his mindset. I personally don't think it's a smart business decision for him
to go back.
Because they are going to put restrictions on him and do. they're going to do all sorts of. They're going to you know they're going to do it. You know they're going to do it. They're
See,
going
I
to say, "Well, you can't do this, and you can't do that, and you can't do that." And I don't know if Cap's going to be cool with that.
I feel the
Grid,
opposite.
what do you think?
I feel the opposite. I think when Travis said token black guy is for a reason, right? So if he comes in, I think that they do let them, because let's be honest, the reason he's there is to be the poster. Oh, we support this guy, right? We didn't. Nobody signed him prior to all of this. So if you bring him in, you can't restrict him. You absolutely, you will get dismantled because you know he's going to expose you. So whoever takes him has to be okay with the appearance that they're okay with this movement. So he comes in and they let him kneel. They let him do whatever else he's going to do, which is another reason. It's funny how he all of a sudden popped up after George Floyd, like just nothing. And now Roger Goodell's coming out. Yes, I'll encourage. He didn't say anything for the past
Prior.
4 years.
Yeah, prior. He said
now
nothing.
Exactly.
One
So
word.
I will say this: if anybody is to sign him, I think Bill Belichick is the only one that can be able to take the PR hit behind everything, because he'd be like, "I'm Bill Belichick." Next question.
Well,
Let's talk about football.
They would find a way as an organization, like whoever signs him needs to find a way as an organization to rally the people behind that.
Yeah.
Rather
think
than
that's
rather than be divided on it, just say they'll find a way to rally to that cause rather than
I don't think he plays, guys.
I don't think he plays either.
I don't think he does either though.
Yeah.
And it's
I
not
don't
because
think
the team's not willing to sign him. I just don't think Cap actually wants to be in the league. He's never made the commitment to it. You look at what happened over the summer and how he you know, he took his message. I don't think he wants to be in the league. He really doesn't. Why at this point at 32, what is he, 32, 33?
33, I think.
Why do you want to even take that kind of beating at that age? You're getting up there. You're going to have what, 3, 4, 5 years left in the league? Maybe.
I will say this: quarterbacks do hit their peak at over 30 years old.
But he
their
hasn't played
prime.
in 4 years.
Yeah, but I'm just
This
saying,
guy-
like,
Yeah,
I'm
that's
just saying, like,
if they play. You
Are
know,
they, if
like,
they,
to be
look,
honest,
look,
that's
look,
the thing.
no. Listen, guys, they're going to play. The NFL is if
no,
there's
I'm
any
saying.
league,
No.
I'm saying how Cap hasn't played for 4 or 5 years.
yeah, they're gonna
Yeah.
put. I
Yeah.
feel like they're gonna put him like in the back. I think they're gonna like, come on, Cap. You know what? We got a place in the back is a third string. Like I feel like that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna
I
ask him to
could-
come on the team.
I could see that. When I think of it as this, I go to football. He's not a starting quarterback in the NFL. His play, to me, I thought it was declining at right before he ended up leaving the league. He's got a certain skill set.
Yeah.
If he was 26, 25, his skill set fits what the NFL is right now. But he's 33, and that skill set, that's tough. And also, can he be a backup quarterback? 100%. There's a lot way worse quarterbacks out there than Kaepernick. But here's the
Chase
issue.
Daniel. Chase
yeah, I
Daniel.
was about to
issue.
say Detroit got one.
Here's the issues other teams have, and I'm gonna use another name of Tim Tebow. Tim Tebow wasn't a starting quarterback. Could he have been a backup quarterback? Absolutely. I think he was solid enough to be a backup quarterback. The problem is the distraction that comes along with that player. You know, good, bad, whatever. Like, it's just all of a sudden, if he's the backup, you know, okay, that's fine. He's the backup quarterback. But then all of a sudden, when the first string quarterback throws one bad throw, and you've got the whole fan base supporting Kaepernick, yelling for Kaepernick to come in, and then Kaepernick, the head coach is having to answer questions. Well, when is Kaepernick going to play? When is he going to do that? That sort of stuff is what comes with that. Is just the unwanted distraction, just of, because he's a popular player, people gravitate to him. And so with that being said, like, it is hard to put someone who's going to have so much media surrounding him as the backup in that quarterback role.
That's why I said the best person to be able to take that kind of
100%.
thing is the Patriots. Bill
100%.
Belichick's like, we're talking about today's game. Next question.
What if he catches? What if he catches fire in New England? Like,
Yeah.
lightning in a
One
bottle.
other team,
Yeah.
it has to be a clear-cut starter in the league. One other team I think he could go to is the Baltimore Ravens, and I don't think it would be that big of an issue.
Wait, what?
Like
They got
I'm
Lamar
saying,
Jackson.
he could be
There's
the
no way he
backup.
would start.
He could be the backup, and no one would say, "Well, he needs to get starting reps."
Very
over.
true.
Like,
Yeah, okay.
and then
Well, I know one person.
Chargers.
Coach.
Chargers
One
too.
person. RG3, man. You know he wants to start again. You do know that, right? Yeah.
So
RG3
here's a good
wants-
question, guys. Where does Jamal Adams end up? Grid, where do you think
he
he'll
doesn't
go?
leave the Jets.
Not Detroit. Not that I don't know who's gonna give up what for him. He's already stated the 7-8 teams he wants to go to. Those people will probably have to mortgage an arm, leg, and everything else.
First
I don't-
first round pick and money, guaranteed.
First of this coming draft, you think first round?
A first this coming draft and money. That's
Wow.
I think that's what the
Well,
Jets are
my
gonna
thing
ask
is,
for.
okay, let's look at Khalil Mack, right? He's a front four. You got double doink and missed the playoffs, and you gave up more than you'll give up for Jamal. So if you give up your first round pick, he has to make an immediate impact, which is why I know he's not coming to Detroit. So like every Detroit Lions, just stop. He's not coming here. Where he goes, I don't know, but he did get list 7 teams where he wants to go.
Out of those 7 teams, I'd say the Seattle Seahawks are the best. In my opinion.
Ooh,
Ooh.
Paramobile Quandre Diggs.
ooh,
Yeah.
yep.
They could get some LOB back.
Legion of Boom oh? 2.0.
Yep.
Yeah, I'd say like 1.5.
Doesn't he still got like 2 years on his contract?
I think so.
I don't think the Jets are gonna rush it. I don't think people are.
I
Gonna
wouldn't.
wanna, I don't think people's gonna pony up what they're asking for him. I think I think he's gonna either sit out or he's gonna play for the Jets this year.
But then why do you want a malcontent? See, teams do this all the time. They have a malcontent on their team. Why put your
Darius
team
Slay.
through that?
Yeah.
well, yeah, but
Why
you
would
can't
you
let
do
him walk for hardly nothing, though. You
You
got to
can't
get
let him
the
walk
value
hard
back.
nothing, but you get what you can get for him and deal with it. A lot of Giants fans still think we should have gotten more for Odell. There's no point in keeping a malcontent on your team. It destroys your team. It brings your teams down a notch.
Mm.
Just
Facts.
let him go.
Facts.
So here's a question for you guys. Does Aaron Rodgers finish his career a Packer? Or
No.
will he go somewhere else?
No,
No.
Hey, he finishes what do you call it? A Viking, just like Brett Favre.
What? So
No, he
if he
finishes
doesn't
as a
finish
Jet.
a Packer,
He
where
finishes
does
as a
he
Jet.
where does he end up?
Um,
That would be kind of ironic.
that would be ironic. I mean, hey, I don't have no faith in
The
Kirk
Vikings, where Packers quarterbacks go to die.
Cousins. I mean, they made it to
I mean, yeah, one bad
conference.
pass, man.
Yeah.
All I can say about Brett Favre, he went out the way he wanted to, throwing a pick. That's
Yeah.
what he did.
I don't want this to happen, but I can see him go to the Colts after 1 year of Philip Rivers.
Man,
That's
I like it.
interesting.
Wow.
That's
I
true.
like
That's
that.
very true.
I don't want to see
Rivers
it. But
Rivers
I can
plays
see it.
1 year with Indy and then retires.
Please, Philip, get out of here.
I mean, I can see now that you brought it up, Coach. I can see the Colts, but I can also see maybe even the Chargers. I mean, I don't have no faith in what do you call it? He could go
Tyrod
in,
Taylor?
Tyrod.
yeah, in a Tyrod.
Hey,
I mean,
no,
hey,
Tyrod
they do.
Taylor, no.
They do. He's our
Chargers
starter.
invested in an early pick at their quarterback.
oh
though.
yeah, but it could give time for Herbert to really kind of groom. Now you got an actual Hall of Famer to learn from, not Tyrod Taylor.
I think Herbert's going to play this year, though. And so
Okay.
He
So-
better. He
Hot
better.
take,
bro.
hot take hockey says Rodgers to the Patriots.
Ooh-wee.
Hey, that would be curtains.
Another number 12. Yeah, it would be, man.
Hey, I'll take 1 year and another ring. I like parades. It's been a while since we've had a parade in Boston. We need to get that back. We need to get the duck boats back.
Hey,
rolling again.
Bobby, how does it feel, man, to always be winning? Like it must. Like, does it get boring?
It feels fucking incredible. I love it.
Oh my god. Okay, that's crazy. Oh man.
Every other so get this right. Like
yeah.
I started seriously watching seriously paying attention to football when Bledsoe took over at the quarterback position.
So that was with
That was a long time ago.
Bill Parcells.
So yeah, that was when the Tuna and Bledsoe came
Okay.
in.
But your head coach was Parcells, right?
Yes,
Okay.
that's the tuna.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Yes, that
My
is.
bad. Hey, I had a long day at work, so
I say, man, we Lions fans. Nobody care about no tuna.
So, but that's when I started like seriously watching it. So, and it took them 2 years with, 4 years, I believe, because it was the night. What was it? 90? Was it 98 or 96? They went to the Green Bay Super Bowl.
96.
96, right? So, and I believe Bledsoe took over in 92, I want to say. You're stretching my memory back way too far. So I believe it was 2 or 4 years they had to wait with Bledsoe. And I remember watching that Green Bay Super Bowl. So we got to the Super Bowl that, in 2 or 4 years. And then they got back with, Brady when Bledsoe took that hit and Brady came in. Dude, it's just been a constant nonstop flow of AFC. Dude, I think 17 AFC title appearances. 17 out of 20 seasons.
here's the interesting fact, though, Bobby. Since 2012, Alabama and what do you call it? The New England Patriots have alternated titles.
Yeah.
This is the first kind of like year that
Neither one of them have.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I have said this multiple times. Like I've been through the dark days. Dude, I was heartbroken after that after watching Green Bay beat the brakes off the Pats in that game. But the Patriots that year ran into a buzzsaw. That was the Green Bay, Brett Favre Green Bay. They were just a better team. They were just an all-around better team. They just got beat. And I just remember thinking, man, like, shit, are we ever going to get back into this spot? And then, the 01 season, that hit and Brady comes in and it's just like the dude just took over. It was the leadership was there, and the kick, the Vinatieri's kick against the greatest show on turf, the Raider game I'll never forget, ever forget that game. Watching Vinatieri kick a 40-yarder into the snow and wind and that weather that game was incredible. And there's just so many different just moments in the run. It's incredible. The consistency, it's insane. Every other year, dude. Almost every other year, AFC title game or Super Bowl, 10 appearances in 20 seasons. 10.
How many division titles?
Like 15, I think. 15
Yeah.
division titles.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hey, is anybody else annoyed at this point? Thank you, Bobby. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate we've never seen the NFC North. You know that, right? We've never won the title in those same 17 years since the Central was done away with. We've been up. We've had a chance 2 times, and we laid eggs in both of them.
Thank you, Green Bay.
Nope. Thank you, Detroit Lions. We did it to ourselves.
Well, I mean, the one was
We lost to Matt Flynn, Travis. That's a no. There's no reason for that, bro. Where is Matt Flynn now? What happened to him? He went to.
He rode off in the sunset because he got paid for the Seahawks and he didn't play a snap because Russell Wilson came in.
Yeah.
Felt like he was rubbing it in, Bobby. It just felt like that, man. That's all.
And I've told this to OGR and the coach. Like, Pats fans got to realize, like, that expectation, it's gone, man. It's gone. You cannot expect to go to the AFC title game now. I don't want to say rebuild. I don't want to say rebuild, but it's just not the same. The expectations you have to adjust in which you have a brand new quarterback. A lot of eight key players that played huge roles in the season last year are gone. Like I will be astonished if they get double-digit wins. I'm saying 9-7, 7-9, somewhere in 7-9, 9-7. So they'll float in between that range because they have a brutal schedule this year. Brutal. So shout out to Asia for the $10 super chat. She says, "What's up?" She said, "Can you do me a favor?" Oh, all right. So, guys, I have a favor to ask of y'all. It is Asia Robertson's birthday, and she would like the panel to sing happy birthday to her.
I thought they just said you. Can you do me a favor? Oh, yeah. Can you all just sing? Well, Asia, let me go first. Let me go first and say I don't celebrate birthdays, so I'm not going to do that. But thank you for the super chat. And these fellas, I know Travis specifically has a voice of an angel. So let Travis go first.
All right. So instead of all of us embarrassing ourselves, should we just let Trav?
Oh, no, no, please. Because you will need to go out back and put Old Yeller down. Okay. Don't do it. Yeah, it need to be a collective effort.
I was about to say, thanks, Griff, for throwing me at the bus.
Oh man.
Well, hey, I'm kind of out of this. I've wished Asia a happy birthday multiple times today, but again,
I see
Asia,
how
happy
y'all
birthday.
throw me under the bus, huh?
Yep.
I hate
Hey, Bobby, if you sing happy birthday, I'll sing with you.
I'll sing with you
Just
too.
because it's Asia.
you. I hate all you guys.
Same here.
You're all fired.
All right, log off.
Here, you guys want me to start it off? I will start
Let's
it
just
off.
let's all on the count of 3. All right, Asia, this is for you.
Asia,
Count of
this is
30?
for you.
Did you say 30?
3. Coach is like 30. I'm out of here. Bye.
Hey, did I just hear 33?
Please.
All right, somebody start it off, or I will.
All right. Happy birthday
to you.
Happy
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Asia. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Asia.
Happy birthday, Asia.
Happy birthday.
And we suck.
Oh, hell yeah. We are definitely not starting. a
By the way,
birthday.
if somebody can clip that, that would be phenomenal. Clip that and send it to me, please.
Oh, jeez. Well, hey, Butcher.
I see
I gotta hop out.
gridiron got out of the.
All right, check you later, Coach.
Guys,
All
I
right, Coach, you
appreciate
have a
y'all.
wonderful day.
All right,
I
Coach.
appreciate y'all letting me hop on here, having some fun, talking some sports, man, guys. Hopefully we get it soon. Hopefully we get them all back soon, guys.
Absolutely, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Y'all have a good one.
You too,
All right,
man.
You as well.
Bye, Coach. Peace, bud. All right, guys. But that was a lot of fun, man.
Yeah, it was.
That was interesting. Like I said, somebody please clip that and send that to me.
I got you, Bobby.
But I mean, talk about just to sum it up, man. Like, talk about a whirlwind of new. Like, one minute we hear, all this good news and everything seems to be going in the right direction. We hear all the plans that they have. They're getting ready to go to Disney. They're booking the flights. They're booking the hotels, and it seems like, it's literally right around the corner, and they're planning and ready to go. And then, 2 days later, we hear that there's groups of players popping up in every league, within the leagues itself that are saying we don't want to play. It's like, I don't know. At this point, I don't know which direction. I hope we get it back. We need it back. The American people need it back. Sports, we're fans of all different sports, guys, and we can still sit here. And it's the one thing that it doesn't matter who you root for, but you root for them and you're passionate about it, and it unites people. We can always sit here and talk about sports. The country needs it back. We need it back. We need it back to bring some positivity, man.
Yeah. Facts. You know,
need it back.
sports
It's
brings
gonna come
people
back.
together. You know, all this other stuff is ripping us apart. You know, sports brings us together. You know, you're a Patriots fan. You know, OGR is a Giants fan, and we all come back to we all on one show. Like, how amazing is that?
Yeah.
You know, we got Steelers fans, we got Dolphins fans, we got, you know, all over different fan bases in our chats right now. And
Yeah.
it's amazing. Like, it brings us together.
It does.
Yeah, it's gonna
So
happen.
Asia says, guys, that wasn't too bad. You all sound decent. It was better than Sleeta's song, Sports Lab in the ATL. So I appreciate that. But once again,
Well,
Asia,
better
thanks for
than
the super
Sleeta. There
chat.
we go. Something to hang your hat on.
But I mean, just to sum it up, guys,
walked away. He knew what was
Yeah.
happening. He walked
this has
away.
been a lot of fun. Grid, Trox, OGR, thanks for hanging out with me, guys. We need it back. We need sports back. It's going to unite. It's going to shed a lot of positivity on a situation that needs it.
It will come back. There's way too much money. I know people say money, safety over money. It's too much money. I mean, the XFL went under.
Billions of dollars are set to be lost if they don't.
Absolutely. Yeah, they're going to find a way. So it's just a matter of time.
Mm-hmm.
Just
Yep.
to put it in perspective, I work right now. The project I'm working on, I think it's like $100 million project between all the different buildings that are on. This company I work for is called Silverman Group. They're out of New Jersey. That's the general contractor. That's who's running the job. That's who brought the property, developed it, whatnot. There was no question, even when COVID started. Oh, we're working through it. Don't you worry. Like there wasn't any question. You know, they even said it themselves. If Connecticut shuts things down, we'll find a way to work around it. We don't care. So it was just like, and that's just $100 million project. That's just like one project. I know different states shut down construction sites. And Connecticut, no, we were essential personnel. We were out there every day.
But it's like I said, guys, it's Trox, like you said, it's going to unite people, and it's going to give hope, and it's going to shed a lot of positivity on a situation that needs it. And it's going to be, and I think for us sports guys, it's going to be that much sweeter that it's back, and we're going to enjoy it that much more when it does come back.
Hey, we'll actually have real storylines. We actually get to talk about if the Giants would actually make the playoffs instead of hypothetically talking about it. Like there would be
that's
handful stuff going on.
Yeah.
Hey, it sounds like a Lions fan.
Yeah.
Hey, maybe I should join you guys in that blue Kool-Aid.
Hey, we got all the Kool-Aid for you, brother. Come on over.
Yeah.
We got to get you drunk off that Lions Kool-Aid.
But once again, guys, thanks for hanging out with me. All these gentlemen's links will be in the description, so please go and head over to each one of their channels and give them a subscription. Trox and Grid, you want to just give people an idea of what you guys do on your respective channels? I think most everybody in here knows OGR. So,
Grid, you want to go first?
You absolutely can do that.
Okay, well, I do a lot of basketball, football. I'm going to do a whole lot of streaming. You know, I'm taking my channel into quite a bit of different directions. But you know, we're gonna have fun on my channel. That's I have a pretty amazing fan base, and you know, I appreciate every single person. You know, Asia comes in on my basketball streams, and we have a blast. You know, she's
your community, both of you guys' communities is awesome.
Thank you.
I appreciate that, Bobby. Hey, yours is awesome too, man. They come over to my channel and we just have a blast.
We might raise a little more hell than you guys. A little more hell than you guys are used to. Just a little bit, though.
It's all good though.
Like I said last night, I had to take that inner Boston in me and lock him in his cage and throw him in the
We
closet.
appreciate that, man, because it was a really good show, man. Appreciate, yeah. Well, my channel is Lions Fan. Obviously, I do all things football, pretty much. Going to be streaming the Lions, Michigan Wolverines, doing some videos and things like that. Just waiting on football, guys.
You cover
Waiting.
college as well. You do the Michigan
I do.
college as well.
I'm going to start doing that this year. Yeah, Michigan Wolverines. And then yeah, man, just a lot of can't wait, bro. Like the streaming, the interaction with the fans. Streaming was an awesome thing, and I can't wait to get back to it.
Yeah,
Gridiron. I'm a Penn State fan, by the way.
Really?
Yes,
All
I'm a
right.
Penn State fan.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
yeah. I also do college. I kind of got a little overboard last year.
Yeah, I
And
think we
had-
all did.
I had a blast though. I did almost every single bowl game known to man.
Here's a word of advice, guys. Streaming too much of it will absolutely kill your channel. So
It does.
be very
As far-
careful with
You need to do videos as well. You
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep. Shout out to Water King Anonymous. Appreciate the subscription, man. Appreciate that.
Need to. Asia, you want to see the cat just for you? Happy birthday. Here's Kitty.
Oh,
Wow.
that
I'm
cat's half asleep. Bobby.
Yeah, I'm allergic, so I'm getting sick just but yeah, thanks Bobby for having us on, man. Appreciate you.
Appreciate it, Bobby. Thanks for bringing me on, man.
We didn't scare you off, guys. You
Oh no,
you have
absolutely,
no fear
man. This
about
was a
coming
blast.
back. All right, good.
Yeah, we got to talk about something other than Detroit, man. We have stumped that into the ground. So all they can do is play now.
Hey, it feels good talking about the Detroit Lions. Always harping on the friggin' Giants. Optimism, blue Kool-Aid. Oh, geez.
Hey,
Hey,
man.
gotta get drunk off that Lions Kool-Aid.
This is literally the highlight of our year, gentlemen. Like
Oh, yeah.
every
The
between
off-season.
the draft, yeah, between the draft and waiting for the season, this is the peak of our season.
Yeah, because usually week 17, we're either throwing our phones, trying to rip off our TVs, and toss it out the window. And if we do make the playoffs, it's usually by halftime of the first playoff game and the wild card, you're chucking that TV out
Yeah.
the window.
We lost 28-6 in 2016 against the Seattle Seahawks. That
I
was,
was
with-
gonna say, didn't you guys make it in 2016?
Yeah.
we made it. We had lost 3 straight going in, and we got abolished 28-6. We could
That
only
2016, that was that Legion of Boom, right? That
Yeah.
was the Legion of
and
Boom, wasn't it?
Johnson's last year. He didn't retire after that. Yep.
Yep.
So-
Although I will say this, I did thoroughly enjoy the Seattle Seahawks beating the ever living shit out of the Denver Broncos in that Super Bowl.
Oh, God, who didn't?
Yeah.
Yeah, they
I will
destroyed.
say,
Because fuck Peyton Manning. That's why.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
I mean,
Fuck
he is
Tom
still
Brady? Jesus, fuck Tom Brady.
I did thoroughly, but that's because the Broncos handed us that loss in Denver, and I never got over that.
I loved every minute of that one.
Oh, I bet you did.
Anytime you guys don't make it, I am happy. I'm sorry. As many home like Bobby, you're not a Homer fan. That's very cute, but trust me, Incognati, you've run into him every day. I run into him every day, and the same question I ask every other Patriot. Oh, I'm a Patriots fan. Oh, I've been a Patriots fan since 1970. Okay, cool. Name me a Patriot, 2 Patriots to start a Super Bowl, not named Tom Brady.
You've seen me check my own fan base. I
Yeah.
will absolutely check the Patriots homers. Believe me. And because they don't these young kids too. I tell them all the time. I have a lot of young Pats fans,
Yeah.
that are fans of the channel and that are subscribers, and I tell them all the time, you had it real good. Y'all had it really good because you're about to see what 85% of the league is going through right this season.
Come on down, guys. We've got plenty of space in Suckville, USA.
Oh yeah.
hey, we got enough Kool-Aid. We'll provide the Kool-Aid.
Hey, I think we do have to be some of the most enduring fans, like Cubs before they won,
absolutely.
and us, man. Browns fans as well. But I'd rather be a Lions fan than be a Buffalo Bills fan. I'm just
Hey,
saying.
I'll say this, right?
Yeah.
Detroit, if you watch the Lions games, Ford
Which we do.
Field it's filled.
Yeah.
It's filled.
We like
You-
pain. We like
you-
pain, Bobby. We support. That's what we do, man. We support, and even being stabbed in the heart, we still come back.
Time and time
No, like-
again,
like-
multiples.
But that's what I mean. Like that's like But see, it's like but that's a fan base. Like when you guys, like, let's say you do, like, dude, the playoff atmosphere in Detroit would be insane. It would be insanity.
It would.
Yeah,
I would like to see Detroit win a Super Bowl. Just to watch that explosion of just absolute friggin'.
Oh my God, they would burn this. They would burn this.
Well,
city
when
down.
the
With
Pistons
happiness,
won
with
in
happiness.
04, yeah, when the Pistons won in 04, it was people. It was crazy. People was hanging out of their cars. I mean, it was ridiculous. Like you would pull up on the street, yeah, and it was people just parked on like freeways, just honking and celebrate. It was insane. So I can only imagine if the Lions win, some bad gonna happen. That's all. I'm gonna be real, man. Something bad is gonna happen. So
They're gonna burn down Ford Field.
I'll never forget the first. I'll never forget that first Patriots win.
yeah.
4.5 million people went to that parade.
Wow.
4.5 million people went to that parade. The subway in Boston ran 24 hours that the day prior and the day of for that 2 day, like, it was insane just to get people. Like I had to wait for that parade for 2 hours just to get on a subway train.
Wow. But you still remember. You will never forget. And that's a feeling
And it was frigid because it was in February. It
No.
must have been 15 below zero that day. It was frigid.
Yeah, well, if that happens here, I'm not waiting. I'm sorry. I'll watch it on TV. I'll be like, I'm not dealing with that.
But
man.
just you know what I mean? It's the loyalty. That's a fan base that deserves.
Yeah,
Like
There's a
it
lot
would
of fan
the
bases
city
that
would
deserve
explode.
it.
Like you guys would offer free beer for like.
yeah, but here's the thing, guys. Okay, you got two expansion teams that've been around for 25 years.
Mhm.
You got the Browns, and then you got us. We're one of the oldest teams in the league. We are the Cubs of football. Like that's who we are. It's we. That's why we get so upset really, really quick. Except at least I do.
but
I know
the Cubs won. So there is hope.
There is after what 100 years, something like that.
It took them 108 years, but
Man,
dude,
dude.
if a team like Chicago, you know, it may take 100 years, but
don't say that. Don't say that, bro.
well, so you said 50, right? 50 was your last playoff. So, I mean, you only got another 50 to go. So you'll probably be what, 90?
No, 1991, right, Travis? Our last
That was
playoff
our
win.
playoff
Yeah.
win was
Then
91.
We
Our
went
last championship was 1957.
right. It had been 20 years between playoff appearances. Matthew Stafford took us in his third year. We've only been like 11 times total. It's crazy. Like we've only been to the playoffs 11 times in our entire career in existence of the playoffs.
It's crazy.
Yep. So welcome. Come on, guys. Come on. We got it. Hey, we'll leave the light on
Come
for
on
you.
down.
If you like pain, come on to Detroit.
But in all seriousness, though, Grid, Trucks, OGR, guys, the coach, and Micro Mike, thanks again, guys. Y'all are awesome. Part of the fam now, guys. And once again, thanks for hanging out with us. Y'all have a good night. It is 11:45 here on the East Coast, and I am tired.
So am I.
Hey, I appreciate you, Bobby, for having us on, brother.
Absolutely. I still got to go parent. So yeah, my night is just getting started, guys.
All right.
So, all right, guys.
Y'all be
Check it
easy.
out.
Have a good one. For Butcher's Block, Patriots Talk, Truxel Sports, the Gridiron Blitz, and OGR, we're gone. Peace.
Peace.